I shoved the classroom door open, and every eye turned to me. It was just another day in Lexville. Messy bun, grease on my overalls, and, oh yeah, a wrench chose that moment to fall out of my backpack. Wow, what's this look? Grease-stained chic or forget to shower fabulous? Aw, Savannah, are you just mean or begging for attention? At least I don't smell like motor oil. At least I don't smell like attention-seeking. Savannah Lang, head cheerleader, lip gloss queen, and my personal migraine. And in just a few weeks, we'd be living under the same roof. Ugh. And, oh, my name's Lexi Rivera. Welcome to the disaster before the storm. My mom passed away when I was 4, and just like that, Dad became my whole world. He owned an auto repair shop, and as I grew up, I watched him repair all sorts of cars. Naturally, I became his little apprentice, and it was all going great until, one afternoon, I found Dad crying next to Mom's beat-up car. Dad, what's wrong?
I miss your mother so much, Lex. And this car reminds me of her, but now it's all broken.
Dad looked so heartbroken, and seeing him like that made me miss Mom even more. I hugged him tightly and made a silent promise to myself. I'd fix the car for him and for her. Since then, I worked on the car every day, and before I knew it, 3 years had gone by. When I wasn't surviving high school, I was elbows deep in that car. There was only one problem. The car still wasn't fixed. Nothing was working. Ugh! Why won't you work? Just then, someone grabbed me. I turned to see a guy about my age, effortlessly cool and charming. He pointed at a beat-up bike nearby, said he needed it fixed. I was mortified he'd caught my little meltdown. But instead of laughing, he looked past me at the car, eyes widening.
Is this a 1965 Ford Mustang Fastback? Wow, she's a beast.
You know your cars. I'm Lexi.
Asher.
And just like that, I met a boy. After that day, Asher started dropping by more. Said he was checking on the Mustang, but never seemed in a hurry to leave. He couldn't tell a carburetor from a toaster, but he always tried to help, which made the work feel lighter. And honestly, he was kind of adorable. But just when everything felt right, life flipped the script. One afternoon, a fancy little Porsche rolled up to the shop, and out stepped a woman who looked way too polished for our side of town. But the second Dad laid eyes on her, it was like his brain short-circuited.
Angel. Welcome to my auto heart. Shop.
I mentally facepalmed. Did he just flirt? Then Dad leaned his elbow in the air and almost crashed to the floor. Dad, you good? Pull it together, man.
I love it when a man fumbles all over me.
I tried not to cringe. Fumbles? Seriously? Calm down, ma'am.
Anyway, my baby is making weird noises.
Your baby?
Yeah, it's like brr, glunk, chink when I started, and then ree when going over 40, but like angrier? Can you fix it? Yes, of course. I'll check it out. Miss Madison. Miss Madison. Want something to drink?
Huh? The only thing we had to drink at the shop was tap water and sweat. Worse yet, he kept flirting with her the whole time. Then he asked for her number. I wanted to scream or gag. Maybe both. And what I thought was a one-time thing turned into a date. Then 2. And before I knew it, Madison and Dad were acting like some rom-com couple. Ugh, spare me. For years, it had just been me, Dad, and Mom's car. That was our little world, and I felt enough. So watching him suddenly trip over his own feet for someone like Madison, it didn't sit right with me. I told myself to be open-minded. Maybe she was just flashy. But nope, should have trusted my first instinct. Madison planned a family dinner one evening. I didn't care. Whatever I was already wearing, no makeup, no effort. I was only there because Dad asked. After a few minutes, Madison walked in with someone who looked very familiar. But then I realized it was none other than Savannah Lang. Everyone, meet Savannah, my daughter. Wait, what? And I know what you're thinking. Savannah can't be that bad to me. Wrong! Savannah made my school life a daily nightmare. One time, she accidentally sprayed me head to toe with her $400 perfume in the hallway. Said I smelled like a locker. I spent the whole day reeking of vanilla trauma. Then she printed out a fake photo of me kissing a wrench, taped it on my locker, and titled it, "Most likely to take a wrench to prom. #tool date." She also made sure the whole school saw it before I even got there. And when I got an A in science, she claimed I was dating the carburetor. Okay, that one was low-key funny. But still, you get the point. And as if the Savannah surprise wasn't enough, Madison dropped another bomb.
Savvy, meet the love of my life. We're getting married.
What? Did she just say married? They had been seeing each other for, 2 weeks? Then everything hit me at once. If Dad married Madison, that would make Savannah my stepsister? I felt my stomach instantly drop. Aw, congrats, you guys. Don't we just love that darling sister? Darling sister? I could vomit. And while they played happy family, I sat there seconds from combusting.
To a happy life and a happy family.
You've got to be kidding me.
Lexi? Is there a problem?
Teeth clenched. I shot up, knocked over a chair, and snapped. You proposed to her without telling me?
But she makes me happy, dear.
You have me, the shop, Mom's car. Isn't that enough?
Of course it is. But I need Madison too. And now you get a sister.
I don't want a sister. I don't want them. You're ruining everything. So yeah, I stormed out, waiting for Dad to realize he messed up and follow me. But he didn't. Frustrated, I went back home, dropped down onto my backyard, and just burst into tears. Then I heard the sound of the motorbike's engine. I wiped my eyes and looked up. There he was, Asher, standing at the edge of the fence. He didn't say anything at first, just tilted his head, like he was trying to figure out something wasn't right with me. Then slowly, he walked over.
Hey, you okay?
No.
Want to talk about it?
No.
Want to go for a ride on my bike?
Yeah. This guy barely knew me. But since I was tired of carrying everything alone, I decided to trust him. I stood up and climbed onto his bike. My arms wrapped instinctively around his jacket as we took off down the dirt road. There were no questions, no speeches, just the wind brushing through my hair. And somehow, it made me feel lighter. But I couldn't escape reality forever. Soon enough, Madison and Savannah moved in and immediately redecorated our house. They even turned our living room into a full-on pink sanctuary. And Dad? He started ghosting our garage hangouts. I told myself he'd eventually snap out of it, that he'd remember who stayed up and helped him in the garage all those nights. But then, something happened that completely shattered what little patience I had left. I walked into the shop one afternoon, excited to try a new part I'd found. But Mom's car was gone, and Savannah's flashy car sat in its spot. My heart dropped. Before I could even process it, Savannah waltzed in behind me, twirling her car keys like it was just another casual day of ruining mine. Where is my mom's car? Why is your overpriced Barbie-mobile in its place? Oh, that rust bucket? I sold it for scraps. Your dad agreed. He was sick of you trying to fix it. Some things should just be left dead. That detonated me. I snapped, knocked tools off benches, flipped a stool, and before I could stop myself, I body slammed Savannah into a grease pit. She didn't just sell a car, she sold Mom's memory. And Dad allowed it. It felt like he'd ripped my heart right out of my chest. I couldn't take it anymore. I wanted to disappear. So I called the one person I knew would show up for me. A few minutes later, Asher's bike roared.
Need a ride?
Just take me somewhere only you know.
Hop on. I know just the place.
Just as the bike was about to take off, I caught a glimpse of Savannah lurking by the corner of the house, wearing that same evil look. I couldn't care less about that bully anymore, since I was getting away from all this mess. Next thing I knew, we were pulling up to the most beautiful cabin I'd ever seen. It was just outside town.
This belongs to my grandma. You can stay as long as you want.
I can't believe Dad let Savannah throw away the car. How could he?
I'm so sorry, Lex. I bet Savannah manipulated your dad into doing it.
You're crazy.
About you? Sure.
Wait, what? What did he just say? I looked up and saw Asher was already staring at me, smiling sweetly. Then he started to lean closer and closer. And just when I thought he was going to kiss me, my dad chose that moment to suddenly care about me. Without a second thought, I hit ignore. For the next couple of days, Dad kept calling and texting. It felt nice, but not enough to go back. Let him sit with it a little longer. Meanwhile, Asher was so sweet. He brought me a lot of food and always made sure that I was happy. For the first time since the Madison-Savannah train wreck, I felt like someone cared. But like with all fairy tales, it all came crashing down a week later when I saw an article online. It was the local news with a bold headline, "Kidnapped teen, ransom demanded." At first I just stared at the screen, not thinking much of it. But then I saw the photo plastered right under the headline. It was me, hugging a tire. Savannah Lang. Without thinking, my fingers trembled with rage as I pressed her number. She picked up on the second ring. "Did you do this?" I couldn't resist that iconic pic. "You're welcome, darling sister." "Take it down, Savannah. I know exactly what you're doing. This isn't a joke. End it, now, or I go straight to the cops for extortion. Try me. I found your biker boy's juvie record. One call, and he's back in jail. So play it nice, unless you want your boyfriend arrested. Got it, sis? I froze. My heart thumped so loudly I could barely think. She knew about Asher's past, and now she had leverage on both of us. I didn't want to believe it, but I had to know the truth. I walked over to Asher, who was chilling on the bench outside, trying to keep my voice steady, even though my insides were spiraling. Savannah told me about your juvie record. Is it true?
Yeah, it's true. I got into some stuff when I was younger. It's kind of stupid.
My brain just froze. Why didn't you tell me this before?
Because I didn't want that to be the first thing you saw in me. I'm not that kid anymore, Lex. I've been trying to move on. You know me now, not who I was then.
Before I could react, a news clip popped up on my phone.
In a desperate plea aired just moments ago, the father of missing teenager, Lexi Rivera, breaks his silence. Please, let her go. She's all I've got. I'll sell my shop to get the money. Please.
Dad, looking like he hadn't slept in days. That broke me. What was I supposed to do now? I can't do this to you, but I can't keep hurting my dad either.
You don't have to be worried about me. Whatever Savannah's got on me, she can use it. I'll go back to juvie if I have to. I just want you to be okay.
You'd risk that? For me?
For you, I'd risk everything.
Then he kissed me, and I melted like engine grease in July. An hour later, I was back home, and when Dad saw me, his eyes widened, and without a word, he rushed forward and pulled me into the tightest hug I'd ever felt.
Oh, darling, you're here. You're okay. I missed you so much.
I'm really sorry I left, but I was so upset about Mom's car. I can't believe you let Savannah throw it away.
What? No, I didn't. I hid it so I could fix it myself, since I know you've been struggling to do it for years. I was planning to surprise you on your birthday next week. It was actually Madison's idea.
That evil Savannah Ling! She tricked me and Dad into turning against each other. Well, I need to tell you something. Madison, too. So I told him everything. Every cruel prank, every lie Savannah had spun, right up to the fake kidnapping. Dad was speechless. Madison just stared at me, her expression slowly shifting from shock to fury. Savannah tried to talk her way out of it, all wide eyes and trembling lips. But I showed them the fake article. The photo. There was no denying it. And that's when Madison snapped.
Lexi, I'm truly sorry for everything Savannah's done to you. You didn't deserve any of it. And you, I'm very disappointed. For the next 3 months, no phone, no makeup. And your new after-school activity? You'll be working in the garage with your stepsister until you learn what respect looks like.
And for the first time, Savannah didn't talk back. That afternoon, I drove to Asher's cabin, with Dad's full blessing this time. Asher met me at the door, wearing that crooked smile. I told him everything about Savannah, about Dad trying to make things right. He just listened with his eyes soft and steady on mine. Then he stepped closer, gently tucked a strand of hair behind my ear, and we kissed. I felt like I was on cloud 9. Things at home weren't perfect, but they were better. Dad and I even started fixing up Mom's old car together. Just the two of us, like old times. Surprisingly, Savannah pitched in too. Turns out she's not completely useless with a wrench. As for me, I had my tools, my car, and someone who actually saw me, even if I still don't get why he did. And for now, that was enough.
Hi, my name's Haley, and ever since I was a little girl, I dreamed of becoming a famous singer. Like my heroes, Beyoncé, Mariah Carey, and Taylor Swift. I was that kid who entered every singing contest going. And you know what? I won a lot of certificates, trophies, and local prizes, including a month's worth of pizza. Yum! As I grew older, I knew I needed to reach a bigger audience, so I started posting covers on YouTube. I mean, it worked for Justin Bieber, so why not for me? Luckily for me, I have an amazingly supportive family and totally awesome friends who believe in my talent. My biggest supporter's Kurt. He's my best friend, and we've been living the same dream of becoming great singers ever since middle school. A year ago, we even chose to apply for West High together, despite its being further from our house than the other school, which was right around the block. It was totally worth it though. Why, you ask? Well, because of the great Swing Club. Yes, the desirable, renowned music club that not only organizes internal activities, but also puts on various shows and concerts, which are watched not only by the locals, but also by professionals, talent managers, and so on. It was even known as the cradle that has raised up some big names in the industry. And you know it. The next big thing will be Haley Miller. Mark my words. I loved the swing club, but it wasn't as easy as it sounds. You see, as well as passing the entrance contest, there were also monthly evaluations. It was super competitive, but it kept me on my toes. No way I was being chucked out of it like this one girl who missed a few rehearsals was... Shudder! So, okay, another year has rolled around, and it's time for another entrance contest. I was so excited, since I'd be a senior this time around, so I volunteered to Miss Anderson, the club leader, to help with the registration process. As I was looking at the new kids nervously practicing in the hallway, I noticed that there were also friends my age that had missed last year's audition and wanted to try out this time. Suddenly, a guy tapped me on the shoulder and asked me where the nearest restrooms were. Oh, he was cute. Although he was fidgeting and sweating, I guess he was nervous. West High's auditorium was a bit of a maze, so I offered to show him the way. He told me his name was Eric, and he had stage fright. I comforted him, saying, "It's all okay. Don't worry. I was also terrified when I first auditioned, but it all worked out just fine." I have to admit that I was curious about this guy, so I stayed around so I could watch his performance. Oh my god, he was amazing! And I'm talking Harry Styles amazing! Then, this pretty girl called Anna took to the stage right after that, and Miss Anderson asked her why she wanted to join Swing Club. I was about to leave to go congratulate Eric, but Anna's reply to the question got my attention. I know Haley's the star around here, and I think it's about time she had some competition. Wow, this girl knew my name? Yep, I guess I was a little flattered, but also confused. I didn't understand why she felt the need to say that. She mentioned me as I was someone she looked up to, or that's just straight up unfriendly provoking. Then she started singing my favorite Taylor Swift song, and yeah, there's no denying she had a great voice. Unsurprisingly, both Eric and Anna made the Swing Club. However, I could not have imagined that their appearance in Swing Club would cause me no less of a trouble. In fact, the first trouble took place right on the first day of them being Swing Club's official members. You know, at the first meeting, we would have to talk the newbies through the rules and stuff, and it was my job. At Swing Club, there was a regulation that for the first 3 months, newbies could only participate in supporting rules. Then, after proving themselves in the monthly evaluations, they could try out for bigger parts. Everyone was cool with it, except for Anna. She gave me a dirty look and said, "That's so unfair. So what if I'm new? I should be picked for the lead on my talent." I forced a smile and replied, "I'm sorry, Anna, but I don't make the rules." "Yeah, whatever. That sounds like discrimination to me. You're all probably just afraid that I would get the part you're after." The worst part was that some of the other newbies were whispering among themselves. They started to be swayed and agreed with Anna. I tried to keep my cool. "Anna, I'm a club member too. I don't make the rules, but I do have to follow them too. I hope you understand that it's a tradition of our club. We just want you guys to have some time to settle in," and Anna started to cut me off. But Eric spoke over the top of her.
"Anna, that was rude. Be quiet, and stop interrupting the training session."
Anna sat down and didn't say anything else after that, but she still looked sulky. So, okay, this girl wasn't here to be friends, huh? Later that day, after training, I was walking to the parking lot when Eric caught up with me and said,
"Sorry for earlier. Anna? Well, I've known her for a while, so I know how annoying she can get."
I smiled back at him. "It's okay. How about you? Has the stage fright got any better? For what it's worth, I thought you sounded amazing."
"Thanks."
He gave me an awkward smile.
"I'm working on it, but the thrill of being on stage performing is worth tackling the nerves."
After that, Eric and I grew closer. We hung out after classes, and I helped him with his vocal practice and so on. He was really eager to learn, and always asked for my opinion each time he chose songs for the evaluations. That made me really happy, to be able to help and connect with someone who's just as passionate about the same thing as me. It was also like that with me and Kurt. But yeah, talking about Kurt, I wasn't hanging out with him as much as usual, but that was his choice. I always invited Kurt to join Eric and me, but he didn't seem to want to. I guess he's been acting a little strange lately. He got cranky about the smallest of things, such as me staying late to go over my lines, and the time I gave my spare cupcake to Eric instead of him, which I only did because, at the time, he'd just eaten a huge hamburger. I put it down to him being stressed over exams and all. That, or maybe it was hormones or something. Until one day, I thought I finally had the old Kurt back, when I spotted him outside of the auditorium, and he smiled and waved back at me, then said,
"Hey, Haley, Are you free? Come practice with me.
I replied, actually, I was just about to go to the auditorium to practice. Let's go inside. He looked a little nervous as he replied,
Perfect. What a coincidence. Actually, there's also something I need to tell you too. But, yeah, let's go inside first.
As we stepped inside, I spotted Eric. He pointed at his watch, then smirked. He shook his head and teased me.
What time do you call this?
Then he saw Kurt.
Oh, hi, Kurt.
Kurt muttered out a hi, but he seemed uncomfortable. I guess he was still feeling a bit awkward around the newbies. I searched through my backpack for my song sheet, but when I looked up, Kurt had vanished. Eric asked me if something was wrong with Kurt, and I just shrugged. Geez, what's with this boy? Seriously, his mood swings were starting to get on my nerves. This weirdness wasn't like Kurt, so the next day, I sat by him in lunch and asked him where he'd gone during practice and what it was he wanted to tell me. With a cold voice, he replied,
I forgot what I was about to tell you. And now, excuse me, I have urgent work to do.
Then he walked off, even though he'd barely touched his lunch. Okay, something was definitely up. Kurt wasn't the kind of guy who usually left his food. Was he mad at me or something? I hated having this weird tension between me and him, but right now, I was too busy to care. I had an upcoming musical to prepare for. You know, the female lead role was mine, so practice was intense. It was all going pretty well until, yep, you guessed it, Anna struck again. She showed up at my rehearsals and went on about how unfair the rules for newbies were and how she should be the lead. I told her again that it had always been the rule and I didn't have any right to change it. No one here had. Then she shouted out, I'm going to talk to Miss Anderson about this. Then we'll see. I followed her in case she caused any more trouble. Anna went on about that all over again to Miss Anderson as she entered her office. I guess Miss Anderson found it interesting that there's such a personality in our club. So even though she knew Anna's words didn't make sense, she still let her try out for the part. Oh, right then. If you think you're capable, let's have a rematch this Saturday morning at 10:30 a.m. Okay, fine. I wasn't afraid of going against her at all, but I was annoyed that now Anna thought she was one up on me. It seemed that all she had to do was click her fingers, and everyone did as she said. Well, not me. She was such a diva. But she was no match for me. The day of the rematch arrived, and I showed up without any worries. But as I entered the room, I heard everyone whispering. And Miss Anderson, for some reason, looked really mad and said, Miss Miller, you can turn around and go straight home right now. Anna will take the part. Then she picked her bag up and left before I had a chance to ask her what was going on. Worse still, I saw Anna smirking at me. This was so bad, and none of it made sense. Hey, it's me, Haley, back again. So, in the last part of my story, my club leader, Miss Anderson, made me audition for my lead part, and all because this new girl, Anna, couldn't accept the rules. I wasn't that worried about it. I mean, the part was already mine, right? Only, when I showed up for the audition, Miss Anderson suddenly went crazy at me, then gave my part to Anna. I didn't understand. How could Miss Anderson just give away my part? I hadn't even had a chance to sing yet. I stood there confused when one of the other newbies came over to me and said, Why are you so late? Miss Anderson's mad at you. She's been waiting for you for over an hour. I checked the clock. No, I wasn't late. I always showed up to auditions early. Always. I ran after Miss Anderson to try and explain, but she wouldn't let me talk. Haley, I'm so disappointed in you. You're undisciplined and irresponsible, and I don't want to hear your excuses. You're meant to be a role model for the new members. Has the celebrity disease already gotten to you? You won't be able to go very far with this attitude, young lady. And I can't believe Anna was right about you, she mumbled out, then walked away. I was so stunned, so I remained standing there like a statue. It would have helped if I knew what was going on. The audition was at 10:30. I was sure of it. Then Kurt walked by. I was hoping he would explain to me what was going on, but instead he just said,
That's what you get for hanging out with boys, instead of focusing on your career. Anna deserves that part instead of you.
My heart sank. How could my best friend say such a horrible thing, and without even taking the time to hear me out? Feeling disheartened, I flopped down on the nearest bench. Tears were about to flow out of my eyes when Eric appeared out of nowhere and said,
Haley, I've been looking for you everywhere. You didn't even answer my phone. You've missed the audition, right?
I wiped away my tears. Yeah, I don't understand. Has today's audition been rescheduled or something? No one told me a thing. Oh, and my phone. I must have left it in my locker yesterday. I've checked the GPS. It's still at school. Eric raised his eyebrow.
Wait, you don't have your phone? And you didn't know that the match was changed to 9 a.m.? I heard Anna tell Miss Anderson that you asked for it because you would be busy at 10:30, wasn't it? Miss Anderson was already pretty unimpressed that you didn't even tell that yourself to her.
I gave him a confused look and replied, What? No? Who said that? I'm not busy. Even if I was, I would never get someone else to tell Miss Anderson for me. Eric then grabbed my wrist and said,
Come with me.
We went back to the room where the match was supposed to be held, and Anna was still there, laughing with her friends. Eric told them to leave, as we needed to have a private talk with Anna. She looked surprised at Eric's attitude, but she told her friends to go. Then Eric looked at her and said,
I know what you did. Now, are you going to tell the truth, or wait for me to expose it?
Smirking, she just shrugged and said, I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's strange, because the rescheduling was your idea, and it turns out Haley wasn't busy at all. Also, her phone's disappeared. Now, you wouldn't know anything about that, would you? I mean, I did hear you yesterday talking to your friends about hiding someone's phone. I thought you were playing a prank on someone in class, but now it all makes sense.
Anna went quiet and glued her eyes to the floor as I kept staring at her, waiting for an answer.
So?
Eric's patience was running out. Anna let out a sigh, then rolled her eyes. Fine. It was me. I just wanted the part, okay? I'm far more talented than Haley is. I was fuming. How could she be so vicious? Surely, gaining a part fairly was far more rewarding than gaining it like this. I tried to keep calm as I turned to Eric and whispered, Thanks for all your help, Eric, but I think Anna and I need to have a little chat. Eric nodded. Then he told me he'd be waiting outside. I said, Why, Anna? Isn't a fair chance all you wanted? Why do you keep coming at me? At first, she didn't say anything. She just fiddled with her bracelet. But then she replied, It's because you're always in the spotlight, and all Kurt sees is you. I joined Swing Club just because of Kurt, but it's so frustrating to see you with him. Why do you have to get everything, both Kurt and the lead role? Kurt? No, there's nothing between us, Anna. Seriously, nothing. We've been best friends since, forever. That's all. Anna sighed. Okay, you caught me out. Now just let me leave already. I watched her go, as it wasn't like we had anything else to talk about. After that, Anna didn't bother me anymore. I guess she thought she'd be in enough trouble when I told Miss Anderson the truth. Only, I never did. I mean, I thought about it, but my anger faded out, so I decided to give her this one. There was no denying she was an ambitious girl like me, just that her action was led by the wrong drive. I'd let it slide this time, and this time only. Eric didn't understand it at all. He kept telling me it was my part, and I should go and get it back. But the truth was, it didn't feel like my part anymore. I told him that I'd already figured out how to let it go, and move my focus onto the next thing. The day of the show arrived, and I was in the dressing room sorting out costumes when Anna came over to me and said, Why didn't you tell Mrs. Anderson what I did? I replied, I thought about it, but then I decided not to. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't cool of you to do what you did, but I hope you've learned your lesson. I'll let you have this one. She looked touched and thanked me. We smiled at each other and agreed to restart fresh and leave all problems behind. And next time, we would compete friendly and fairly with our real capability. After that, we became friends. We started hanging out, Eric too, and on occasions, Kurt. I always tried to drag him along with us. I think he and Anna would make the cutest couple, but he always seems like he has something on his mind. Anyway, the concert for Swing Club's anniversary was around the corner, and we all knew this was the biggest show of the year. Everyone would be there, including professionals. The newbies had been there over 3 months, so all could try out for the lead roles. Everyone wanted the opening or closing solos. I tried out for the closing solo spot, and naturally, so did Anna. Only this time, we practiced together and competed fairly. Eric and I even prepared a duet. The other kids kept telling us our voices complemented each other. Turns out, they were right. Plus, I liked singing with Eric, as it also meant I had an excuse to hang out with him even more than normal. After practice, we'd go and grab a burger, go to the park, or go and watch a movie. Being around him made me smile so much my face ached. But I don't know. We were just friends, right? So, the parts for the concert were chosen via a casting day, where everyone in the club got to vote for their favorites. A massive crowd formed outside of the notice board and waited in anticipation for Miss Anderson to pin the results up. I pushed through the crowd and read the results. OMG! I did it! I had the closing solo, and I also secured the duet with Eric, who also won the opening solo, which I was super stoked about, as he really deserved it. Anna was a bit disappointed, of course, but she seemed genuinely happy for me, as she still got in with a duet and another group performance. She ran over and hugged both Eric and me in celebration. Then suddenly, Kurt violently grabbed his backpack, which caused Eric's to fall to the ground. Then he just walked over it and stormed off. What's with him? That's so not okay. I ran after him and demanded to know what his problem was. Kurt, what's wrong with you? I know that you're very sad for not getting the spot. I'm so sorry. But could you at least not be so rude? Especially in front of the whole club. He turned around and yelled at me.
Yeah, so what? Easy for you to say. You get what you want, don't you?
That's not what I meant, but come on. It's fair play. Everyone voted. You couldn't blame...
Oh, right. Now thinking about it, I bet you voted for your Prince Eric, not me. It's not like I can ever compete against him, is it, Haley?
I just shook my head and walked off. This was so absurd. Since when did he become so childish and headstrong? Who was he to yell at me? I hadn't even done anything. I walked back to the board, and everyone was talking about going out for dinner to celebrate. But I wasn't in the mood, so I made an excuse and left first. Eric must have noticed that and offered to drive me home. In the car, I told him I was sorry for Kurt's behavior earlier. Eric was all cool and comforted me, trying to calm me down, and talked about stuff so I could forget about it. Then he took me to an old outdoor stage in the park. We sat there on the hood of his car, and he told me about how seeing a street artist right on this stage when he was little had inspired him to be who he is today. Every time he felt doubtful about his dream or nervous before a show, he'd come here to find peace of mind. He's right. This place is so nice. With the cool breeze and a beautiful view, I felt so at ease already. I wasn't sure if that was because of this magical place, or it's just because I was with Eric. Strange to admit, but I always felt so comfortable around him. We could chit-chat about anything on Earth from dawn till dusk. Then suddenly, there was an awkward silence. He called my name, but his head was turning away.
Haley?
Hey, it's Haley back again. So, if you remember in the last part of my story, my best friend Kurt turned into a jealous jerk, all because he didn't get the opening solo in the concert. And being the sweet and caring guy that he is, Eric took me out to cheer me up. We were chatting about all things on Earth. He really helped ease my mind. But suddenly, there was an awkward silence. Then Eric said,
Haley, these last few months getting to know you have been so amazing. I was wondering if you'd consider, being my girlfriend?
Oh my God, I never expected him to say that. I stared at him open-mouthed.
So?
He looked at me. That's when I realized that he was still waiting for my reply. It'd be a lie to say that I haven't thought about him in that way before. In fact, at that moment, I was so happy. I just wanted to give him the biggest hug right away. But instead, I clumsily told him to give me a little time. It was just a slip of the tongue due to me being nervous. But before I could correct myself, I saw his reaction. He couldn't even keep his cool anymore, and his hopeful face turned into an obvious frown. He looked like a little sulky puppy. Why does he have to be so cute? He told me,
Of course, but that means I still have a chance, right?
I couldn't help but smile and winked. Maybe. Then he drove me home. Before I got out of the car, I whispered to him, Yes, I'll be your girlfriend, and quickly kissed him on the cheek, then ran as fast as possible into my house. My heart was beating so fast, and I peeked through the window to see him dancing and smiling beside his car. My boyfriend was just the cutest. We started dating and soon became the it couple in swing club. The other kids were always commenting on how perfect we were together. Everything was going so well. I not only had a solo in the concert, but I'd also get to duet with Eric, and our relationship was growing from strength to strength. Every day, I woke up to his good morning text, which included a voice message of him singing some sweet tunes for me. Then later at school, he gave me my favorite candy and a bottle of water to keep me hydrated throughout practice. He was just the best. The only downside in my life was Kurt, who barely spoke to me since the backpack incident. I missed him like crazy, but there was no excuse for the way he was acting, as I hadn't done anything wrong. I was just going to give him space and hope he'd eventually come around. Finally, the day of the concert arrived, and whoa! Miss Anderson had chosen to mention my performance, complete with my picture, to promote the event in the local press. I was so happy and proud of myself. Now, I just had to make sure I didn't mess it up. Luckily, I didn't. Even though I was super nervous, the duet with Eric went amazingly. I was so proud of him for not letting his nerves get in the way. The concert was a success as a whole. We were on the local press and news again after that. And guess who was featured on them the most? Yes, it was Haley Miller again. Then, a few days later, there were even rumors circulating school that a representative from a record label in LA was at the concert and that they had their eye on someone. That's it! It had to be me, right? I sang my heart out, and even kids I didn't know were coming up to me and telling me how I was the star of the show. I was so excited to go to the club meeting and hear my name announced. I walked into the room with a huge smile on my face. Then Miss Anderson made an announcement. As you all know, it's been leaked out that a label representative is interested in one of you. Well, I can now confirm that this is true. And the person in question is our very own Eric Jones. Congratulations, Eric. Eric looked so shocked, but not as me. Thousands of things went through my head. I was so overwhelmed, while the other kids clapped and cheered, and I just forced myself to do the same. I know he's my boyfriend, and he's very talented, but as you see, I'd been the one singing the closing solo. I was the one having strangers congratulate me, and I was the one on the press. While everyone was praising Eric, I swiftly left and went home. Eric kept on texting and calling me, but I ignored them all. I just needed some time alone to process my feelings. I didn't want to feel jealous of him, but I couldn't help it. I knew it was wrong, but wait. No, maybe it was not. I had the right to be upset, since I too had worked so hard for it, right? That night, I felt so down that I even skipped dinner and locked myself in my room with all these thoughts. Failure sucks. And sure, it's not easy to face it, but I knew I had to accept the truth. Sooner or later, Eric did nothing wrong, and he deserved it. So I shouldn't make him feel bad for achieving his dream. So I sent Eric a message arranging to meet him tomorrow. I should at least properly congratulate Eric and apologize to him for my childish reaction, right? We met in the park, by the duck pond. Eric was already waiting for me, and I noticed how he looked so sad. I walked over to him and said, "Hi, Eric. Look, I've been a brat, and I'm so sorry. I was just disappointed in myself, so I wasn't ready to talk. But I'm okay now, and for sure. You deserve this opportunity. I know that. I'm so happy for you. I truly am." I held his hands and smiled, trying to cheer him up. He replied, "It's okay, Haley. It must have been hard for you. I know you meant well." He smiled back. "Just so you know, I've turned the offer down anyway. I'm not ready to leave this town, or, you, just yet." Whoa, this was crazy, as if he'd actually turned down the opportunity of a lifetime for me. Then he continued, "Besides, I'm not confident enough yet. I still get such bad stage fright. I know this is for the best." I hugged him and told him that I respected his choice and that even if he wanted to take this offer, he'd still have 100% of my support. To be honest, I did feel such a big relief, so things could carry on to be the same again. We're back as normal students again and wouldn't have to worry about dealing with a long-distance relationship. But then, I kept thinking about it. The more I thought, the more this made no sense. Nerves or not, he couldn't give up on his dream, could he? If that was me, I would never, ever let that chance slip away. My time is yet to come, but it's Eric's time now. I had to tell him to accept the offer before it's too late. I rang him, and as soon as he answered, I blurted out, "You have to accept the offer, else you'll regret it forever. Don't miss the chance just because of me. I'm fine with it and fully support you. I'm serious." Eric told me to stop overthinking, and that it was too late anyway, as the guy from the label, Will, had a flight back to LA that evening. Oh no! I didn't know what to do. All I knew was I needed to do something, so I immediately called Miss Anderson and giving her a brief sum-up of the situation and asking her for Will's number. She sent it over to me, and I tried calling him, but there was no answer. Okay, at least I knew he hadn't boarded yet. Time was of the essence, so I immediately took my mom's car keys and drove to the airport in search of this guy that I'd never even met. I checked for flights to LA, and thank God there's only one, and it still hadn't departed. I crossed my fingers as I called Will's number again. To my utter relief, he picked up. I rambled out who I was, and he told me we could meet, as he hadn't gone through security yet. Phew! I met Will in front of the departure board. I briefly introduced myself again, then he asked me, "So, what can I do for you?" I immediately muttered out, "Please give Eric another chance. He's so talented, and since joining the swing club, he's gotten so much better. I'm positive that with professional training, he will grow even more. You saw something in him, so please give him another shot. He won't disappoint you. I promise." Will was silent for a second. I got impatient, so I added, "He refused your offer the first time because he wasn't thinking straight. He really wants to sing. Singing is his passion." Finally, Will said, "Okay, all right. Tell him he has 5 days to prepare, and he has to come to LA." Then he gave me his card and went to the check-in counter. I'd done it! This was crazy! But I was so relieved that I'd succeeded. I doubt I would have been able to live with myself. Phew! It was super late, but this didn't matter. I went straight to Eric's house and told him everything. He was so shocked and touched, and also worried for me for driving such a long way to the airport alone at night to do all this for him. Then he hugged me tight and thanked me. But then I realized that we only had 5 days left together, so we promised each other that we would make those 5 days memorable. In the mornings, I would help Eric practice his singing, and in the evenings, we would go out. Eric asked me to make a list of all the things I would like us to do. I just wanted to be with him and treasure every second we're together, so I said, "I just want to ride the giant wheel." Eric looked a bit confused at first. Then he said, "Is that all? We could do something else if you wanted." "Nah." I shook my head. The giant wheel sounds perfect. Besides, what's better than seeing the town I care about with my extremely cute boyfriend? So, the day before Eric left for the starry heights of LA, we went to the giant wheel, which was in an amusement park on the outskirts of town. We bought some hot dogs and ate them while riding it. When we reached the top, the view up there was just beautiful. We held hands and enjoyed it together. Then Eric asked me why I chose the giant wheel to hang out. I replied, "Well, when I was little, my family used to come here, and my parents always told me the story of how they met at this giant wheel. It was in the evening. My mother was already in one of the cabins, and then my father came in too. He didn't know somebody was already in there, but when he noticed it was already taken, it was too late. He couldn't get out. And so, 2 strangers had to sit together in a super small wheel cabin. At first, it was super awkward, but then they started chatting, and from that moment on, their love story began. My mother always told me to bring someone special here. She said this place has something magical, because it could make 2 strange people fall in love. So that's why I brought you here. 'Cause you are my special one." Eric looked at me with wide open eyes. "I will come back and help you fulfill your dream to become a professional singer. Please, wait for me." Then he kissed me, and it was the most magical moment of my life. Hey, Haley here. So, in the last episode, my boyfriend Eric was spotted by a record representative, Will, from LA. At first, I'm ashamed to say I was so jealous of his success, but then he told me that he had turned the offer down. At first, I was so surprised by his decision, but then I felt guilty, as I was part of the reason that made him decide to give up on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So I rectified this by racing to the airport and persuading Will to give him another chance. And luckily, he agreed. But Eric only had 5 days to prepare. Then he had to come to LA. So we decided to make the last 5 days together memorable. On the last day before Eric was off, We went together to the giant wheel, and Eric promised me that he would be back and help me achieve my dream to become a professional singer. Now, Eric's leaving today. I went with Eric and his family to the airport. I couldn't stop crying as I hugged him goodbye. He said,
I'll see you soon, Haley.
Then he kissed me on my forehead. This only made me cry even more, and his mom comforted me in her arms. So that was it. Eric was going to LA to be a star, and I was staying here and focusing on swing club. We can make this long-distance thing work, right? Luckily, I had Anna around. We grew really close and hung out all the time. Crazy, huh? When she wasn't acting all jealous, she was the sweetest girl. Kurt also hung out with us sometimes, but I was still mad at him. He'd never actually apologized to me for the way he spoke to me. He just joined our lunch table one day and acted like everything was fine. As good as it is to have Kurt as a friend again, he's been acting weird. Sometimes he brought me coffee and put it on my desk with all these notes stuck on it, like, a special drink for a special girl. K. I always tried to remove the notes before Anna noticed them, as I didn't want her to get the wrong idea again. As for Eric, I understand he's a busy guy, but he barely ever answered his phone. It was so frustrating. I just wanted to hear his voice. The only way I could see and hear him was through his song cover videos that his agency uploaded on YouTube. One day, after swing club, I stayed behind. I was sitting at the piano and scrolling through some old pics of Eric and me when I realized Kurt was standing behind me. He was just staring at me. It was kinda weird. I said, "Oh, hi Kurt, I didn't realize you were there." He replied,
Haley, he left you here so he could chase his dreams. Now, he doesn't even call you. That's so selfish. You should be with someone who stays by your side. Someone like me.
I stuttered. Kurt, I... He cut me off and continued,
I will never leave you like he did.
And then he held my hand and looked deep into my eyes. Oh my God, I was shocked. Why me? Didn't he know that Anna liked him? So I pulled back my hand and told him that I was still with Eric, and I hoped he respected that. He told me to think about it, then give him an answer after we finished filming the upcoming music video. Oh, yes. Our club was going to film a music video for a song cover, and the leading actors were Kurt and me. There was one scene where Kurt was supposed to kiss my cheek. Of course, I didn't agree. The last thing I wanted was for Eric as well as Anna to misunderstand us when they saw that. So I asked the director to change it to hugging. The day of the video arrived, and it was such a buzz. I loved my outfit, and I was having so much fun. But then, that scene arrived, and when I went to hug Kurt, but he lunged forward and kissed me. On my lips! Oh my God! How could he? I was mad at him, but I couldn't make a scene just because of a kiss. It would affect the film crew, and it would be so unprofessional. So I just went through it. I took a glance at Anna, and I could see how disappointed she was. Then she immediately left the set. While I felt very uncomfortable, the director was so pleased that Kurt was going off script. He said it made the music video more interesting. But I was so mad. He not only forced me to kiss him, but also made Anna misunderstand me. After the music video, I texted Anna to meet me at a cafe near the school. She showed up looking so sad, and I felt dreadful. I bought her a latte and a blueberry muffin, her favorites. Then I explained to her how Kurt had gone off script without discussing it with me first. Anna suddenly turned to the windows, looked into the distance, and replied with a sad tone, "That sucks. But I believe you. I've seen the way he looks at you. Anna, you need to tell him how you feel." "Maybe," she sighed. "I don't know." I was relieved that Anna and I were still friends, but I was still furious with Kurt. How dare he do that to me? It wasn't right. Besides, he knew I was still with Eric. So the next day after the club, I went up to Kurt and told him we needed to talk. "Kurt, I don't have feelings for you. You are my best friend. Please don't destroy our friendship." Kurt got angry and yelled,
But I don't want to be just your friend. I want to be more than that. Please, Haley, just give me a chance. I will show you that I'm much better than Eric.
I replied, "Please, stop it. I love Eric. I will never be with you. Anna likes you. You should be with her." This made him even madder, and he shouted,
What are you doing? You hate me so much that you have to push me away to another girl? Unbelievable.
And then he stormed off. Oh my God, why was he so stubborn? Why wouldn't he listen to me? And now he acted like I was the one in the wrong. That's so frustrating. That night, I called Anna and confided in her. After learning about Kurt's anger at me because I tried to put the two of them together, she said, "If I were Kurt, I would be angry like that too. But don't be mad at him anymore. I will help you two make up." I don't know how Anna did it, but a few days later, Kurt came up to me and apologized. After that, our friendship was restored, and he never mentioned his feelings towards me again, although he did wince every time I mentioned Eric. Talking of Eric, I missed him so much, especially since the summer vacation. There were days when I just laid down on my bed and listened to his cover songs over and over again, all day long. I also read every comment from the audiences under each video. All are compliments for him, which made me very happy and proud of him. Although Eric and I rarely spoke, and I was usually the one who called first, every time I heard his voice, I felt fully charged. I could tell from his voice that he missed me too. Then one day, I was lying on my bed listening to music when my phone suddenly rang. It was Anna. She asked me, "Did you hear the news? Eric is about to debut. I accidentally saw his name on a poster in the street." I was surprised and excited. Finally, my boy could reach his dream. I immediately called Eric, and fortunately, this time he picked up. I excitedly asked him, "Are you about to debut?" Eric said he was chosen to perform the opening performance of a famous artist's concert in LA. He continued, "I wish you could attend. I miss you so much. You should come here." Hearing Eric say that made my heart filled with joy. To be honest, I also missed him like crazy, and I couldn't wait to see him again. But then suddenly, at that moment, an idea popped into my mind. I would surprise him. So I replied, "Oh, what a shame. I really want to see you perform, but I have a swing club concert then." His voice was low. "That's all. So don't worry. When I'm free, I'll fly back to meet you." After Eric hung up, I eagerly called Anna and Kurt and invited them to go to LA with me. They both happily agreed. Eek! This was so exciting! I booked a flight, hotel, and prepared my belongings. I couldn't wait to see Eric's face when I surprised him. We arrived in sunny LA. Anna and Kurt went to the hotel, and I hopped in a taxi straight to Eric's house. I'd sent him a few care packages, so I knew his address. I went to Eric's door and rang the bell, but no one answered. So, even though I was super sad, this wouldn't have the same surprise effect. I sat on the doorstep and called him. After learning that I was in LA, Eric was a bit surprised, but immediately he happily said, I just moved to a new house closer to my company to facilitate practice. I'll send you the new address." I eagerly waited for his address to come through. Only 20 minutes passed, and he still hadn't sent it. So I called him again, only this time Will picked up and told me that Eric was urgently rehearsing for his upcoming performance, so he couldn't take the call. I felt so disheartened. I'd come all this way to see him, and now it felt like it had all been for nothing. I knew Eric was busy, but I just told him I was here in LA. So why couldn't he have grabbed a minute and explained to me that he had to rehearse? Surely he owed me that at least. I missed him so much, and I just wanted to see him, but I was beginning to feel he didn't want to see me. Hey, Haley here again. So, in the last episode, Eric had gone to LA to become a singing sensation, while I was left at home, missing him like crazy. When he told me he was performing his debut stage, I decided to go to LA and surprise him. Only, my plan failed miserably when I showed up at the wrong address. Then his manager, Will, answered the phone and told me Eric was too busy to meet me. Naturally, I felt bummed out, but Anna and Kurt insisted on cheering me up, so they took me to Disneyland. Okay, so I tried to have fun. I really did. But everywhere I looked, I saw lovey-dovey couples. Anna and Kurt seemed to be growing closer. They kept on taking pictures together. As happy as I was for them, this reminded me that Eric wasn't here with me. Then, when I was deep in thought, my phone beeped. I smiled when I saw it was a message from Eric and presumed he was sending me over his address. But instead, he said, "There are VIP tickets to collect for you. I can't wait to see you backstage after the show. Smiley face, X." I couldn't believe my eyes. Eric had got us 3 VIP tickets. It was a sold-out show, so it was the coolest thing ever. As soon as I showed the message to my friends, Anna squealed excitedly. But I couldn't help but notice that Kurt didn't look all that thrilled. We got ready and arrived at the show super early. I went to the booth to pick the tickets up. I looked at the tickets excitedly, but what's this? There was nothing on them about being VIP tickets. There must have been a mistake, right? So I asked the lady behind the desk about it. She frowned at me and assured me there was no mistake. Annoyed, I walked off and called Eric. But unsurprisingly, he didn't answer. No doubt he was in rehearsals or something. I was really disappointed because I just wanted to be by his side, to encourage and cheer him on the first time he performed. But now I couldn't. Plus, I was a little nervous his stage fright would return. I explained the mix-up to the others, and Anna was cool about it, and Kurt just rolled his eyes and muttered out, "Figures." I didn't bother asking him what he meant by this. I was already bummed out enough. The show was great, and Eric's performance, well, it was so amazing. He'd come on so much since I'd last heard him sing, and I was so proud of him. As soon as the show ended, I rang Eric again, and this time he picked up. I told him about the tickets, and he seemed confused. He confirmed to me that he asked the manager for 3 VIP tickets for us. Then Eric continued.
"Now I'm joining an after-party. I'll send you the address. Let's meet there."
I replied, "Sure, I'll be there. I miss you." I told Anna and Kurt about the party, but they both said they were tired, so made their way back to the hotel. It's okay, as I grabbed a taxi and went to the party by myself. As soon as I entered, I was overwhelmed by the bustle of the party. I'd only been there a few minutes, and I saw a super famous actor walk past me. This was so cool. I grabbed a glass of wine, stood in the corner of the room, and looked at Eric. He stood in the middle of the room, surrounded by a lot of people toasting glasses. Suddenly, I felt like an outsider. Now Eric was a rising star, and I was still an unknown child. After a while, the crowd thinned out, and then a smiling Eric walked over to me. Oh my God, my heart was beating so fast. Finally, I could meet him. I happily waved at him. But then suddenly, Will strode over and whispered something in his ear before he pulled him away. What? Why did he do that? I didn't even have time to say anything to Eric. An anxious restlessness swirled in my heart, so I secretly followed the two of them. Will pulled Eric over to the end of the hallway and said harshly,
"How dare you bring that girl here? If the press finds out, you can kiss goodbye to your career."
Eric replied,
"She's my girlfriend."
Will interrupted immediately.
"You have to keep this a secret. If your fans know that you have a girlfriend already and that she's some nobody, they will definitely turn their back on you."
After a moment of silence, Eric spoke up.
"Is it you who changed the VIP tickets to regular ones?"
He replied,
"Yeah, that was me. It's for the best. Trust me, you don't want all your efforts down the drain, do you?"
Eric was silent and said nothing. Then Will continued,
"You see, Haley saw your success, so she wanted to approach you. Think about it."
What? What did he just say? I was shocked and angry to hear this. I waited for Eric to defend me, but to my confusion, he didn't say a thing. Is this what Eric thought of me? That I was only using him to ride on his fame? I immediately stepped out and appeared in front of them. They both looked totally shocked, but I looked right at Will with wild eyes and said, "You don't need to worry. I'm out of here right now." Then I turned to Eric. "I honestly believed you had more faith in me. I guess now I know where I stand. We're over. I hope fame's everything you expect it to be." I stormed out of there, somehow managing not to burst into tears until I reached the street. My heart hurt so much when I realized a harsh fact. Popularity was the invisible wall that separated me and Eric. Then suddenly, I heard someone calling my name. I turned back and saw Eric chasing after me, but I carried on walking. He caught up with me and pulled on my hand.
"Haley, you misunderstood everything. Let me explain."
I stopped walking and said, "I think I've heard enough. Don't worry, I won't affect your career." Eric quickly interrupted me.
"No, don't say that. I'm so sorry. Haley, I promise I won't let Will interfere with our relationship anymore."
He hugged me tightly, and I felt my heart melt. It felt so familiar being in his arms. I missed him so much and wanted to believe him. My tears kept rolling down my cheeks, but not because of anger. It was tears of love. We stood like that for a long time. Then Eric said,
"Let me take you to a place."
Then he drove me to the Griffith Observatory, and whoa, it was so beautiful. We sat there and watched the stars twinkling. This night had been a roller coaster, but right now, there was nowhere else I'd rather be. So I looked at him and said, if only this moment could last forever. Eric smiled at me, then asked,
"So, how long are you gonna stay here?"
I looked at him sadly and replied, "I have to go back tomorrow." Eric pleaded with me.
"Can you stay for another week? Next week I'm free. I'll show you the LA hotspots. Stay with me, please."
Swing Club could cope without me for a week, right? And it would be amazing to spend some quality time with Eric. So I agreed to stay for another week. Anna and Kurt had flights booked for the next day, so they went back. I'm glad I chose to stay, as the next week with Eric by my side was amazing. We went to so many cool places, such as the Getty Center and the Farmers Market. I was so happy to always be with him, but there was one thing that annoyed me. Eric had to wear this wig, oversized hat, and big shades to disguise himself everywhere. But anyway, I knew that was best for him, for his career, and for me. The week whizzed by, and soon my last full day in LA arrived. And although I missed my friends in swing club, I felt sad about leaving Eric. Eric was performing at this music festival that day, so he gave me a ticket and grinning said,
"Here, now I know it's definitely VIP."
This was so sweet of him, so I smiled and thanked him. The festival was huge. I'd never seen so many people before in my life. And then there was the VIP area. Oh my god, I spotted an A-list rapper praying for his performance and a famous boy band practicing their dance routine. Eric's performance was, as always, outstanding. Afterward, I rushed into the VIP area and into the big tent. Whoa, it was full of so many famous people. I tried finding Eric, then I spotted him in the corner. He was talking to a girl. I walked over to him, and I couldn't believe my eyes. With him was Clara. She's this super famous singer who's been dubbed the new Taylor Swift. I really admired her. She's only 2 years older than me, but she's achieved so much. On seeing me, Eric introduced me to Clara. It turns out she's with the same record company as him, and they were preparing to release a product together. I happily said hi to Clara and eagerly asked her to take a photo with me. I hurriedly took my phone from my bag and was about to hold it up to take a photo, but Clara immediately pushed my hand away and took a step back, then said, no, I'm not free. This surprised me, so I muttered, "Oh, okay." Then she sweetly smiled at Eric as she rubbed his shoulder and said, "Bye, Eric. I'll catch you later." Then completely blanking me, she sashayed away. What just happened? I stood there open-mouthed and feeling confused. Honestly, what is being a famous artist? Was it necessary to deliberately act arrogant to prove herself a star like that? Hey, it's me, Haley again. So, in the last episode, after a few hiccups at the beginning, I spent an amazing week in LA with Eric. Although, on meeting the singer Clara, who I was a huge fan of, I realized that she was such a diva, and actually really rude. Oh well, I guess it just goes to show that fame really does go to some people's heads. Luckily for me, I had the sweetest boyfriend ever, even if he was set for stardom. Going back home was bittersweet. I was eager to see my family and friends and get back to swing club. But I knew I was going to miss Eric like crazy. So, I put all my focus into helping Miss Anderson out with the yearly entrance contest. There were some seriously talented kids trying out, but it was this one boy, Phil, who impressed me the most. The piano, saxophone, guitar, you name it, he could play it. Not only this, but he also composed and produced music. Seeing him perform his self-composed songs, I had to exclaim, wow, some people got all the talent. So, okay, Phil was talented and all, but he reminded me of Eric. Last year, at this same stage, in the last entrance contest of our club, he also shined like that. Eric's debut received enthusiastic support from audiences and experts. As a result, he was on the front page of pretty much every newspaper going, and his song kept on being played on the radio. I was so proud of him, but to be honest, I felt a bit sad and envious of Eric. You see, I had singing dreams too, but don't get me wrong, Eric's success was the driving force for me to try harder. In fact, I planned to apply to a university in LA after graduation so that I could work on my career while being close to him. Anyway, for now, I had school to focus on. Talking of school, West High was celebrating its 50th anniversary, so each club had to perform. And naturally, Miss Anderson was adamant that swing club's performances would be the best. We all sat in a circle in the meeting room, and Miss Anderson asked us one by one if we had any ideas for songs to perform. Anna was desperate to sing a Miley Cyrus song, and Kurt wanted to do a singing and dancing act. When she got to Phil, he gave an awkward look, then said, "Well, I guess I have this one song I think would work well, but it needs a singer." Then he played the demo, and wow, it was so good. I immediately said, "Phil, it's a great song. I'll do it." But then, in a cold voice, he replied,
"No, you don't match my compositions."
This took me by surprise, so I asked him, "Why? Why not me?" Not only did he not answer me, he also pushed his seat back, then walked out of the meeting. Everyone started whispering, and I heard comments such as, "That's so awkward," and "How embarrassing." Miss Anderson looked flustered, but then she continued to go around the circle as normal. I sat there as red as a tomato and feeling confused. Did he have to be that cruel? I mean, what had I ever done to him? Or he thought that I was not talented enough? But Phil's song was really good, and I wanted to sing that song. I was going to try my hardest to convince Phil that I was the best choice for his song. For the next few days, I kept following Phil and made every effort to persuade him, but it didn't work. I walked up to his locker singing part of the song, but he slammed his locker door shut and walked off. Then I persuaded Anna to talk to him and tell him that my voice would match perfectly with his song, but he told her the answer was still no, and to tell me to quit pestering him. Why was he so stubborn? I really couldn't understand what the hell he was thinking. If all this wasn't stressful enough, the rumors started in the press. They said that Eric was dating someone. I freaked out, thinking my name and picture would be plastered all over the front page. Only there was no mention of me at all. In fact, all the articles were super vague. I knew Will thought it would be problematic if news got out Eric was dating a nobody. And of course, I didn't want to damage his career. But at the same time, I was sick of keeping everything so secretive. I guess a part of me just wanted to shout to everyone, "Right, I'm Eric's girlfriend, the charming star who's taking over LA right now." But after all, fortunately, the press didn't mention me at all. It was good for Eric, and for me as well. I just wanted people to know about me for my talent, not my scandal. But it was also strange. How did the press know he was dating someone? Had someone spotted us on the streets of LA? That night, I texted Eric to ask him about it, but he didn't reply. Sigh. Then one weekend morning, while I was lying in my room, thinking about how to persuade Phil to let me sing his song, I got a text from Anna. She sent me a link, and when I clicked to read it, I was shocked and couldn't believe what I was reading. It was an article saying, "Eric, the newest star on the block's secret girlfriend is finally revealed. It's none other than chart sensation, Clara." What? This couldn't be right. There's no way Eric would do this to me. I needed to hear Eric's version, so I urgently grabbed my phone and rang him. I waited for so long, but no one picked up. What had happened? Why didn't he answer his phone? I became nervous and kept calling him again and again. I had to ask him the truth, or else I would explode. When I almost wanted to give up, suddenly Eric replied,
"Hallie, it's me."
I stammered. "Eric? What happened? How could you?" Without letting me finish my sentence, he replied,
"Haley, please, believe me. It's just a rumor. There's nothing between us. I'll publish a disclaimer soon. I miss you."
I burst into tears and sobbed.
"Don't cry. I miss..."
The phone went dead. What happened? He hasn't even finished the sentence yet. I called him back, but he didn't answer. Then a message arrived.
"Babe, I'm preparing my new songs and I'm kinda busy. I'll call you back when I have free time. Don't worry, everything will be okay. X."
I couldn't help but feel hurt. I needed reassurance right now. But he didn't have any time for me. But I guess he was just super busy at the moment. So I decided to believe him and wait for him to correct the press about that rumor. Yes, that was it. This was just some kind of rumor. Every celeb had at least one, right? I waited for Eric's call, but it didn't come, and nor did the public disclaimer. The articles about Eric and Clara continued, but still, he didn't even send me a message. Was he so busy that he couldn't text me back? Not even once while things were messed up like this? Worse still, I had to go into swing club knowing everyone was gawping at me and talking about me behind my back. Someone even put one of the articles about Eric and Clara in my locker. Ugh! Weeks passed, and I hadn't heard a word from Eric. I missed him like crazy, but I couldn't do anything else. So, one afternoon, after practice, instead of going home, I decided to go to the old outdoor stage in the park, where Eric had taken me before. I needed somewhere quiet to find peace of mind. I lied down on the stage and looked up in the sky. The sun was setting, and I remembered the first time Eric brought me here, and we'd talk about our life and dreams. But now, it was just me, lying here and missing him. I pulled out the phone from my bag and looked through our old photos, which we took in LA. I suddenly smiled. Both of us looked so happy together, but now that felt like a lifetime ago. I opened Instagram to see if he posted something new, because, honestly, it was the only way for me to know how he was recently. Then I froze when I saw a picture. Eric was sitting next to Clara while she was leaning her head gently on his shoulder and smiling. To make it worse, the caption below was, "Nice weekend." Oh my God, I couldn't believe my eyes. He told me not to worry and to believe him, and that he would deny the rumor. I trusted him, and this is what I got in return? The comment section was full of fan comments, such as "couple of the year" and "finally he confirmed it." I burst into tears with anger. I couldn't even breathe. It hurt. It hurt so much. Shakily, I took the phone and dialed Eric's number. Of course, no one replied, as usual, but I kept calling him. I wouldn't give up. I deserved the truth. Finally, he picked up the phone. Without letting him say anything, I shouted, "How could you treat me like this? Just tell me the truth." Someone spoke out.
"Haley, it's me, Will. Eric's busy producing a new song, so he can't pick up the phone. If you have something important, you can tell me, and I'll pass it on."
I got up the nerve and replied, "Please let me know. Is the rumor about Eric and Clara real or not?" Will calmly said,
"Yeah, it is. They're dating."
What Will had said was like a knife to my heart. I was totally frozen. Everything was clear, but I still chose to believe him blindly. It was all my fault. It was dark now, but I sat still, motionless on the stage. My heart sunk in my chest. Then the tears began to flow. Suddenly, I heard someone saying,
"Ooh la la, what do we have here? Look, a little cat is crying."
I looked up and saw two boys around my age staring at me. One of them approached me.
"Hey, beautiful, why are you so sad? Let us take you to another place and have some fun, okay?"
He reached his hand toward me. I yelled at them, "No! Stay away from me!" I pushed his hand away and tried to shout loudly, but he didn't give up. He smirked at me and said,
"No one's gonna hear you. Come on, come with me."
Then he started dragging me forward. I shouted out for help, but it was getting late, so no one was around to hear. Or so I thought. Suddenly, I heard a voice behind me sharply say,
"Stop! Let her go!"
Hey, Haley again. So, in the last episode, my life was currently one big mess. Not only had I found out that my boyfriend Eric was dating the superstar Clara, but now some jerks were trying to kidnap me in the park. Luckily, someone came to my rescue. I turned around to see who it was, and OMG, it was Kurt. I've never been so pleased to see someone in all of my life. The boy gripping my arm said to Kurt,
"I suggest you get out of here. Can't you see we're kind of busy here?"
Kurt replied,
"Let her go. Don't let me hurt you."
They both laughed and grabbed my arm harder as they pulled me forward. I tried wriggling free, but they were both just too strong. It was horrible, and I cried out in pain. Immediately, Kurt charged towards them and started fighting them off me. Wow, I'd never seen this side of Kurt before. He was like the Hulk. After a few minutes, the two boys ran off in fear. When they were both far enough away from Kurt, they turned around and shouted,
"You little turd! You just wait!"
Then they hurried away. Those boys scared me to death. But I didn't want to appear like a weak little girl to Kurt, so I just smiled and said, "Thanks, bro. Those karate classes definitely paid off." Kurt looked furious. He yelled at me.
"What are you doing here? And at this time? It's late now. Don't you know it?"
I muttered out, I had something on my mind and didn't realize the time, but it's okay now. You're here and saved me. Forget it. Let's go home. I'm hungry. He frowned at me.
"Don't change the subject. It's because of Eric, right? Is he worth it, Haley?"
I couldn't help but burst into tears upon hearing that. Did I do something wrong? He told me to believe him, so I believed him blindly, no matter what happened. Even when he didn't text me back. Even when those rumors were everywhere. But you know what? He's left me for Clara. And he didn't even bother to tell me this himself. I heard it from his manager. Kurt said,
"Haley, he doesn't deserve you. Trust me, that jerk's not worth it."
I sniffed. But I still love him, even when he hurt me so much. I sat down on the ground and cried even louder. Kurt sat down next to me and patted my head.
Don't be sad. You're gonna be a massive star, much bigger than him or his stupid girlfriend, and then make him regret. Now, let me take you home."
I nodded my head, and he put his arm around my shoulders to comfort me as we walked. The next morning, when I was lying on my bed in my PJs, Anna and Kurt came to my room and asked me to go out to get some fresh air. I didn't feel like going anywhere, but sitting around moping wasn't doing me any good. Anna brushed my hair and picked me out an outfit. Then Kurt drove us all to the park. Kurt and I were sitting on the bench and waiting for Anna to buy some ice cream. I asked, "What were you doing in the park last night anyway?" I thought it was over, but luckily, you were there. Kurt replied,
"I passed the park while coming home, so I decided to walk around to get some fresh air. Then I heard your voice, so I ran to see what was happening."
I smiled. Wow, how lucky was I, right? Thanks a lot, Kurt. Kurt nudged me and said,
"I hate seeing you like this. Why do you have to hurt yourself for someone who doesn't belong to you?"
His words have shaken me. Kurt was right. I wasn't myself. I'd turned into a version of myself I didn't like. To try and hold onto a boy who'd already let me go? As much as it hurt, last night had made me realize that I needed to face the truth. I sighed and replied, "You're right. It's time to let him go and live my own life." Suddenly, Kurt told me,
"I'm always here for you, and I'm happy to wait."
I turned to him, smiled, and replied, "You're my best friend, Kurt, and I care about you. But preventing someone from finding their true love is just as bad as keeping someone who doesn't love you. You deserve the world, and I can't give you that, just as Eric can't give it to me." Kurt gave a disappointed sigh. I didn't want to hurt him, but I couldn't lie to him either. My heart didn't belong to him. After going out with Kurt and Anna, I felt much better about everything. I realized that music was still my only love and passion, and I needed to focus on it and not let anything else get in the way. We were about to graduate soon, and I didn't have much time, so I wanted to dedicate all this precious time to the swing club. The school ceremony was coming, and I wanted to take this opportunity to have a memorable performance, but Phil still insisted on not letting me sing his song. What a stingy boy! I didn't understand what his problem was with me. Why did he have to view me as his enemy? Then, one time, when I was walking past the practice room, I saw Phil training with some other members. OMG! Why could he let everyone but me sing his song? So I walked into the room and greeted him with a wave, but he just kept his poker face as if he didn't see me. Ugh! This guy thought he's Ice Prince or what? He just glared at me.
"Do you mind? Auditions are going on here, and you're not invited."
Jeez. Why was he being like this? He wasn't even giving me a chance. I was about to leave the room when I stopped dead on my feet, then walked right up to him. "Yes, actually, I do mind. The least you can do is let me audition." He was silent for a minute. Then he replied,
"You want to sing my song, right? Fine. But first, you have to rewrite the sheet music of this song 100 times by practice tomorrow."
What? This boy was crazy. He didn't want me to sing his songs, so he thought of this pointless prank? There was no way I would let his wish be fulfilled. So I replied, 100 times, right? Fine by me, but make sure you keep your promise. He thought I couldn't do it, huh? I'll show him who he's messing with. I went home in a rage and started on it right away. It took me all night to write out his song 100 times. By the end of it, the song was completely embedded in my head. Well, it's a good tune at least. The next day in practice, I placed the copies down in front of him. "Here are your 100 copies. You can check them if you want." Phil looked at me surprised and sneaked a smile.
"Unexpectedly, you're quite persistent. So, after copying it 100 times, do you know the reason why I don't let you sing my song?"
I smirked. "Of course, yes. It's because you hate me. Really, really hate me, right?" Phil knocked on my head and said,
"Nah, it's not that. You're so confident in your ability that you always change musical notes or the pitch of the song to the way you want them. You never think about the intention of the composer in every musical note, and I can't accept it."
What Phil said surprised me, but also made me feel ashamed. That's true. I have always varied the song in my way, as I believed that it would be better to show my singing ability. But I've never thought about how the songwriters must have felt. Was I too confident? Phil slapped my shoulder and said,
"Stop thinking. After writing down those notes over and over, I guess every note is in your head, right?
If you spontaneously change the song without informing me, there won't be another chance." He left, then turned back and shouted, "Tomorrow afternoon, 3 p.m., in the training room. Remember?" The school's 50th anniversary was just around the corner, so it was practice, practice, practice. At least it kept me busy and took my mind off Eric. Besides, it turns out Phil wasn't as hateful as I thought. He was actually a great teacher, and I found that my singing skill has improved a lot. All my practicing paid off, as my performance at the concert was awesome. I've never received such loud applause before. Moreover, the performance was so successful that its video uploaded on the fan page of Swing Club went viral and attracted thousands of views and shares. Maybe Phil was right. I have always focused on showing my voice and forgot that the success of a song wasn't only based on the voice of the singer. Then, Phil came up to me at lunchtime and told me we should release the song and upload it to YouTube. He even suggested we make a professional music video for it. I thought it was extremely insane and impossible. But he said, "Come on, Haley. Don't you feel wasted working so hard and only singing a song once? Please give this a shot. Let the world see what they're missing." Okay, so what Phil said made sense. I've always tried to perform perfectly on the stage with the hope that someone would realize my talent and help me become famous. I mean, it worked for others, as well as Eric, but that didn't mean it would work for me. I'd never considered producing a music video by myself. Phil's songs were great, and so was my voice. The last performance was proof of this. So, I agreed with Phil, and we decided to ask for other members' help to produce it. The next few months were crazy busy. We recorded the song, found a location for the video, hired a director and a cameraman. I was worried about the cost, but Phil said he'd cover it, and I could pay him back my share when I was famous. Luckily, other members of Swing Club, especially Kurt and Anna, helped us a lot. Anna was in charge of costumes and makeup, and Kurt was useful with the technical stuff. As for Phil, he became one of my best friends. In fact, we were so close, the other club members called us matching cards of Swing Club. And luckily, all our hard work paid off, as the music video was a massive success and went viral. Wow, this was crazy! As well as having millions of views, there were also so many positive comments and compliments, and this was all in just a few weeks. Okay, so I wasn't a big star yet, but this was a start. My time at school flew by, and my graduation ceremony arrived. I'd had a turbulent last 3 years, but I'd learned so much at West High, and being in the Swing Club, as well as improving my art and maturing, I'd made some amazing, lifelong friends. After the ceremony, Kurt, Anna, Phil, and I lay on the grass. I spoke up. I'm going to LA to learn more about music, as it's my biggest passion and also my talent. I will try my best to become a singer, instead of just waiting for luck. Phil agreed with me. He would come to LA and live with passion. Kurt and Anna were different. They decided to enroll in some universities over on the east side. Kurt wanted to step into the musical theater major, and Anna went with the classical music path, so New York was better for them. Everyone had their own plan, and I'm so happy for us all. But suddenly, I thought about Eric. Today was the graduation ceremony, but he was absent. I remembered when we sat together and thought about the future and said that we would enroll in a university that specialized in music in LA and try to become famous singers. But he was already famous and successful. I couldn't help but wonder if our promise of singing on the same stage together would ever be fulfilled.
I and Pearl were playing our favorite, playing Disney Princess. You have to be the princess this time, Ruby. We're gonna make a perfect Elsa and Anna. No, I'm going to be your knight, fighting all the bad guys and protecting you, milady. Then a maid knocked on the door with a phone in her hands. That might be my parents.
Ruby, the school called again. How on earth could you get all these words spelled wrongly? What kind of nurse is spelled with a Z?
I am really trying.
It's all right, Bae. Studying isn't for everyone, and she might be of a sport type. Sweet Pea, could you just try a little more next time? Good girl. We have to go now. Bye.
I know you can do this. You just need to keep practicing. You're perfect, just the way you are. Hi everyone, I'm Ruby, and this is my little sister, Pearl. Since my parents were always away for business trips, it's always just been me and her, growing up together. You already know I was terrible at studying, but Pearl was nothing like me. She was a genius. What are you doing, Pearl? For God's sake, it's 6 a.m. The sun is still sleeping, and you should be sleeping too. Absolutely not. Today is my first day in high school, and I have to make a good impression. My streak must continue. Straight A's since 2015, I know. As if your valedictorian title isn't impressive enough. I might be Ruby, the dumb kid who couldn't read half of a word, but it doesn't matter, because now I am Ruby, the awesome soccer captain. Yes! Go Ruby! That's my sister, everyone! I led the school soccer team to win multiple trophies, and I also aimed at the varsity scholarship myself. Studying was still a nightmare, but I gradually accepted that I wasn't born for studying, but for soccer. So all was well. So that morning, I was walking with Pearl on her first day at school when Beth and her clique approached us. Hey Ruby, ready to flunk your junior year? Aw, Beth, still salty because Coach left you on the bench yesterday? My advice for you would be to learn how to actually play soccer. Unfortunately, some of us have other things going on to focus on, like our brains. Oh, oops, you don't have one. You can't understand. Sorry. Boo-hoo, funny. That's Beth on my soccer team who always messed with me like everyone else. But all's good now, as I had my dear sister studying in the same school as me. Sis, I found my class. I have to go now. Bye. The next day at school, we had a new English teacher. Ruby Walker, could you read the summary on page 10? Oh, screwed. Oh dear, is that your thinking face? Didn't know you were capable of that. Sorry, teacher, but she can't read. You know what? My thoughts today on the book can be summarized into the classic song by the amazing Taylor Swift. So the haters gonna hate, but I'm just gonna shake. Shake it off. Just then, the entire class was in a frenzy, and everyone was singing, dancing, like they were in the Eras tour. The teacher was so upset and tried to calm everyone down, but I was sent to the principal's office immediately. First trouble in the junior, huh, Ruby? Listen, both you and I know how much you mean to the team, but unfortunately, it is not enough anymore. New district laws state that students must average at least C- to be eligible for the varsity scholarship. What? But I'm the most qualified for it! I am sorry, but until you can move grades from whatever it is right now to a C-, you're off the team to focus more on your studying. Beth is now our candidate for the scholarship, and she'll take over your place. Beth? That girl who scored just 5 goals all season when I had scored 20? The world was really getting crazy. No way was I going to watch my passion get taken away from me that easily. I'm gonna study hard. Right! I'm gonna ask Pearl to tutor me. Ah, speak of the devil. Hi, Pearl. You know her? I heard she's kicked out of the soccer team because she's too dumb. Oh, no. No. How scandalous if our valedictorian did. Well, maybe now wasn't a good time. That night, I dozed off at my desk writing 4 words over and over again. I am not dumb. The news had spread that I got kicked off the team because of my grades, and the kids at school were vicious with their insults. Like I didn't have enough issues already, Pearl started to avoid me like a plague, as if she's ashamed of me. So I couldn't ask her to tutor me either. It's like the whole world was going against me. The district superintendent was visiting our school, and the principal chose the 2 smartest kids to give a welcome speech, Pearl and a new student, Joe, from my class. So we started to hang out a lot at our home to prepare for the speech. Hey, Ruby, need any help with tomorrow's test? Nah, I am famously unteachable. Don't waste your time on me, and Pearl is waiting for you. It's all right, she can wait. Let me help. Surprisingly, for the first time in my life, I felt like I could actually learn. There was something about the way he taught me that made me absorb knowledge naturally. Like he understood me and my struggles. Hey, there you are. I've been looking for you. We have a test coming, so I was helping Ruby. And we have a huge speech to give on Thursday. You know nobody actually listens to those speeches, right? Anyway, I trust you to come up with something incredible. Pearl stormed out angrily, but the only thing in my mind then was that I actually could learn. Hey Joe, please teach me more. Joe could help me learn to get better grades, and then I could finally get back to my team and win the scholarship. Later that night, when I was practicing some test questions Joe gave me, Pearl barged into my room. I am not comfortable with you spending time with my boyfriend alone. Boyfriend? I didn't know you were dating. Well, not yet. Not with you hogging him and not giving me space to charm him. Oh, sorry, I was just excited. Joe is an incredible teacher. I was actually learning. Yeah, right. Of course you're capable of that. Pearl left my room, and it felt like a knife went through my heart. Since when did she think of me like that? Like everyone else does. But she always believed in me. The next day was the speech, and even though I was heartbroken, I still went to support her, and I clapped the loudest after she gave her amazing speech. Thank you for granting us a chance to study here. On behalf of the whole school students, I'll try my best to bring glory to our school's tradition. Wonderful speech, but I think before you bring glory to our school, shouldn't you teach your beloved sister, Ruby Walker, how to read first?
I mean, maybe your dummy sister could learn 1 or 2 words from you before getting kicked out of her school. The whole auditorium burst out laughing, and my rage was filling my body. I lunged at Beth and grabbed her stupid ponytail until she screamed so loud, even the moon could hear her. Teachers and guards tried to separate us, while other students were excitedly shouting and cheering. In the middle of the messy crowd, I saw Pearl look at me in shame. I ran to her, but she just brushed me off. It's you again. Joe isn't enough, and now you try to steal my spotlight as well. What? No, I never meant harm to you, I swear. But she didn't listen to me and angrily stormed off. I was so angry at my brain for always failing me, and at everyone. Now my dream was gone, and my dear sister hated me as well. I fell down on the bleachers and saw Beth wearing my captain's armband, gathering everyone to the morning practice. She waved at me with the widest smile. It was hard to fight the tears, so I let them fall.
There you are. I was looking for you to continue our classes.
I don't think we should continue our classes.
Why?
Pearl, she doesn't like you and I together, and she will hate me for this.
Oh, I will talk to her, but this is more important. You need to get back on the pitch.
But you're just wasting your time on me. I'm just an idiot who ruined others' lives.
No, you're not an idiot at all. You're dyslexic, like me. I've noticed your symptoms for a while, but I wasn't so sure. But I am now.
Dyslexia? There's a name for this? So I'm not stupid?
No, you just learn differently. I will help you and teach you all the things the specialists taught me.
My mind was fuzzy. I gave Joe a hug without thinking. I felt relief spread all over my body. I wasn't dumb. I was dyslexic. At home that night, I searched everything about dyslexia and even took an online assessment when suddenly Pearl barged in. You told Joe I like him? Yes and no, but not like that. Well, thank you so much. He just called to tell me he just considered me a little sister. And you know what? I saw you hugging him on the bleachers this afternoon. So you were going behind my back all this time? What a sister! Don't ever speak to me again! Pearl stormed out and kept her words of never speaking to me. It broke my heart to see us parting like this. Luckily, Joe comforted me and helped me stay focused on studying. Now that I knew what my problem really was and how to fix it, I improved every day. The letters didn't make me dizzy like before anymore, and our effort finally bore fruit as I got my first B- ever on a test. And in no time, I got called to the principal's office.
It has been incredible watching you turn your grades around. Good job, Ruby. I always knew. You're a gem like your name, and you just need some sharpening. Welcome back to the team.
Thank you! I ran out of his office and rushed to find Joe immediately. We did it! I'm back on the team!
Congratulations! But that was all you. You did it, Ruby.
That moment would have been perfect if I could celebrate with Pearl. I knew she didn't want to talk to me, but I really wanted to share this with her. But upon seeing me and Joe, she was just shooting me death rays. The joy in my mouth instantly turned to ash. I just wish we could go back to the old good days together. But I had no idea how. With me coming back to the team, I reclaimed a captain title and was eligible for the varsity scholarship. And of course, my impressive record easily got me the win.
Congratulations to Ruby Walker for winning this year's varsity scholarship. Come on stage.
Thank you very much, sir. All I can say is I'm immensely grateful for this chance, and I'm gonna try my best. Hi, everyone. Ruby's too shy, so she did prepare a speech here. Good luck. Except that I didn't prepare this note. Everyone in the audience all locked eyes on me, and I was sweating all over when I took the paper from her. Today is Oh, our scholarship winner just had a little problem. She just couldn't read. I hope it won't affect the scholarship much. Will it? I ran out of the hall before the tears blurred my eyesight. Joe was racing after me, but Pearl caught me first. Pearl, I don't really have time for your mocking now. No, I'm sorry. Joe told me about your dyslexia, and you should, Yeah, but it can wait. But you need to go back there right now. You've tried so hard to earn this place. I wouldn't let my sister waste it just because of Beth's dirty move. Joe also nodded encouragingly at me. Pearl was right. It's my passion. It's me or no one who would claim it. So I walked back into the hall, and as soon as I appeared, everyone started to laugh. I stepped up to the mic, took a deep breath, and read the speech. There were still some stumbles and stuttering, but I went through to the last word. Hi, everyone. I'm Ruby. You all can see I have some troubles reading because I have dyslexia. All my life, I have struggled and accepted that I was stupid. Until now, I know I'm not. I still haven't figured out how to read big words, but I am not ashamed of my struggles anymore, and no one should bear the troubles I've had. Dyslexic people like me need others to help us, to acknowledge our difficulties, and to be given a chance like any others. We're not dumb. We just need a different way to learn.
Thank you. The hall was completely silent for a while before standing up for an ovation. I walked away from the podium to see the scowling look on Beth's face. I went backstage, where Pearl gave me a warm hug. I'm so proud of you. And I'm sorry, I should have helped you, but instead I've been horrible or even cruel to you. Yeah, you've been forgiven. So now could you please just stay quiet? I just want to hold my little sister longer. I missed this hug. I missed Pearl. My Pearl. It's good to have my sister back. And just like that, my life was back to normal. Of course, with some changes. There's something I need to tell you, Ruby. I'm sorry for the Joe thing. I let jealousy take over me and said bad things to you, but I realized he and I would never become a thing. But you would. Huh? No, we're just friends. Are you? Now come with me. Then she dragged me to the living room where Joe and another boy were standing. Then she placed my hand in Joe's. Joe, could you please take care of my sister when I go out with my boyfriend? Sure.
Hi, I'm Nuella. I was raised by a single mom alongside my twin sister, Nancy. Mom was the CEO of a beauty company she managed to establish after our soldier dad passed away and was obsessed with making us look our best to attract customers. But Mom just didn't understand that I wasn't a fan of plastering my face with makeup. Even body lotions made me feel like a slippery eel. My sister Nancy, on the other hand, was a beauty enthusiast, just like Mom. Like one time when I was 13, Mom broke a whole crate of eggs just to use as a face mask. All right, girls, it's face pamper time. While she was busy applying the yucky stuff all over Nancy's face, I snuck off to the kitchen and scrambled the rest. Mom then showed up with Nancy in their ridiculous masks. It's your turn, Nuella. You fried them. Well, a glowing stomach is better than a glowing face, Mom. But it makes you prettier. Makes your skin glow. Listen here, Nuella. I don't know what your deal is reading stupid books all the time. Blasphemy! Books are life, Mom. And I told you, I want to be a novelist. A novelist? Do you want to be broke forever? It's the most useless job ever. That's right. All you need to do is invest in yourself to look pretty, and a rich man will surely sweep you off your feet. Why can't you be more like Nancy? How about trying to educate yourself and make your own money instead of waiting for Mr. Moneybags? Writing stories was my jam. Creating worlds in my head and birthing characters gave me more joy than anything. And Mom thought I was kidding until our 18th birthday. All right, make a wish. I'll grant it. I wish for a change of wardrobe. Done. And you, Nuella? I wish to be a full-time writer, Mom. Just like Stephen King or J.K. Rowling. Ha! Sorry, Nuella, but that wish is never coming true. You're running my business, and that's final. How can you decide my life for me? At least Nancy's got her beauty. She can snag a rich man. But you're not as pretty. I'm just looking out for you. That hurt. Mom, I'm an adult. Seeing that I wasn't willing to budge, Mom turned icy on me. She made me pay house bills, and, unable to bear it, I moved out. But being a writer wasn't all that rosy. No one wanted to publish my book. And at home, things became way too tough. I couldn't even afford a proper meal after already having lost my electricity in the house. I didn't even have any choice but to find a part-time job so I could support myself. I got hired as a cashier at Eggers Market, a billion-dollar chain store across the country. And that was how I met Keith, a fellow cashier. Sweet guy, but... Hey, Nuella. Maybe this weekend we can, I don't know, go to the arcade? Thank you. I mean, I'm not a game person. Sorry. Next time. Bye. I like hanging out with Keith too, but with my life messier than a spaghetti explosion, dating was not on my menu. Missing my family intensified as Christmas approached. Then, one evening, out of the blue, Mom called to spill the beans that Nancy was tying the knot. She wanted the family together for Christmas, one last time before the big day. I was excited to see them again. Little did I know the life-changing drama that lay ahead for me. On my way to catch a cab for the ride to Mom's house, I smacked into a guy. Get out of the way, little girl. I caught a glimpse of a snake tattoo on his arm. Totally freaked me out. Those guys just robbed one of Edgar's Market stores. Are you okay? What? Which one? The one on Broadway. It's like someone is targeting Edgar. True that. It wasn't the first time Edgar's stores had been robbed. I prayed the one I worked at never became a victim. In minutes, I was knocking on her front door, and that's when Nancy and her boyfriend arrived. Before I could even say a greeting, Mom swung the door open and zeroed in on Nancy as if I were invisible. Nancy, my baby, I missed you. Is this your car? That's Ryan's car, Mom. No way. Hi, Ryan. Welcome to the family. Come on in. You must be tired from driving. Mom hadn't even acknowledged my presence. Once inside, I forced aside the small jab of jealousy to catch up with Nancy. Nancy, you look good. Thanks. How about you? Are you Stephen King or something now? I hope it's something bigger than the family's business. Well, I got a well-paying job at Panda Publishing Company.
What? That's like one of the biggest publishing companies in the States. Why didn't you tell me when I called?
It's a Christmas surprise.
Oh, Noella, I'm so happy.
I got this for you, Mom. Can we go eat? I'm hungry. Okay, don't judge me for lying. Nancy was practically oppressing me with her achievements. While we were having lunch, Mom began asking Ryan questions like he was in a job interview.
So, Nancy says you come from a really big family? Yeah, my dad is Edgar, you know, the CEO of Edgar's Market.
At that bombshell, my mouth rejected the food in it.
Noella, are you okay? Drink water, quick.
I'm okay, Mom. Goodness gracious. Ryan was the CEO's son, the big boss of the company I worked at? He doesn't seem to recognize me, though. It makes sense because we've never crossed paths because my department was in the basement of the organizational hierarchy. But now how could I go to work with him under the same roof without getting busted? I spent most of that night thinking of a solution. And before morning, I had a master plan in place. And the plan first started with Keith ringing our doorbell.
Hello, is Lady Noella in? I'm Keith, her chauffeur.
Chauffeur? Oh, I see you met my driver. Just one of the many perks working at Panda Publishing. See ya. As soon as we left the house, I changed into my work clothes.
Keith, you're a lifesaver. What's with all this drama? What's wrong with telling them you're a cashier?
You won't understand. I can't let Nancy have the upper hand all the time. She has everything going well in her life, and I have nothing.
You have me, Noella.
Do you want to get a coffee quick?
Sure.
That same day, we were busy at work when Ryan strolled in acting all bossy to everyone. Quick, Keith, cover me.
What's going on? It's just the CEO's son.
He's the one Nancy is dating. If he spots me, he'll blow my cover.
Are you sure he's dating Nancy? Because he's with our manager right now.
Ryan was two-timing my sister with our manager? I peered over the counter, and that's when I saw Ryan cornering Katie the blondie. I approached the shelf where Ryan was, pretending to rearrange while eavesdropping.
Starlight in, 8 p.m.
Don't be late, handsome. So this guy was three-timing my sister, the manager, and Katie? I was so shocked I almost busted my cover, but I escaped before I could be seen. I rushed home to tell Nancy. Nancy, Ryan is a womanizer. I saw him with a girl.
You saw him?
Where? How? Are you stalking my fiancé? No, Shoot, I couldn't tell her I worked for his family's company. I heard people say bad stuff about him, you know? Really bad stuff.
Listening to rumors, are we? You should know better than that.
I bet her jealousy didn't let her think straight. Instead of being happy for me, you're busy snooping around desperate for dirt on my fiancé.
Really, Noella? If I knew you would ruin the spirit of Christmas for all of us, I wouldn't have invited you. Apologize now.
No way! He's a snake. I swear,
Keep your mouth shut. If you continue with any of this nonsense, you'd better pack your things out of here. Now get out.
It was like the floor was torn from beneath me. I felt rejected, and then Ryan came and showed me my work ID. How did you get it?
So, you work at Edgar's store? What happened to Panda Publishing?
None of your business! Get out!
You have some guts calling me out when you're such a faker yourself. Pull that stunt again, and I'm telling everyone that you're just a lowly cashier.
Chuckling evilly, Ryan walks off. Trapped and trying to ease the tension, I apologized to Ryan and Nancy, giving Ryan the benefit of the doubt. But that night, he threw my doubts back at my face while I was washing dishes.
Look, I know why you're so frowny.
I apologized. Now get off of me.
But you got the hots for me, huh? If it eases your vibe, I'm into you too. You're so unique. Let's go out. Nancy won't know.
I resisted the urge to smack him with a pot. It was official. He was a scumbag, and Nancy needed to know. So I decided to play along. Perhaps I could implicate him and show Nancy evidence of his evilness. Oh, Ryan, how did you know? Since I set my eyes on you, I've been dreaming about us.
Then let's go out tomorrow night. I'll text you the address.
Bingo. And that's how I found myself dressing up for a date after work the next day.
Whoa, you look dashing. Where are you off to?
Keith's compliment had butterflies fluttering in my stomach. For the first time in a while, I felt beautiful. Thanks. I'm going out.
Out? Like a date?
Yes, with Ryan. Let me explain. I told Keith everything I planned, but nothing I said made sense to him.
This is risky. What if Ryan wants to hurt you?
I'll be fine and ready to take that jerk down. I got to the restaurant early, but I spotted Ryan with the guy I recognized as one of Edgar's store robbers. Same build, same snake tattoo. Intrigued and concerned, I discreetly approached, phone recorder ready.
Tell the boys. We hit the one on New City Street tonight. That old man Edgar dared to mess with me. Let's see how he likes his stores rated. Yes, boss. We'll be ready.
Ryan hired these gangsters to rob his own stores? This guy's a psychopath.
Noella, baby, you look great.
Unlike Keith, Ryan's compliment made my skin crawl, and his hug made my stomach churn. You're robbing your father's store? Was that also your doings? Having the store on Broadway robbed the other day?
It's my future store. Consider it taking an advanced paycheck. You won't tell. You know what's at stake.
Too bad for you. Right now, I think my sister's safety is more important than my pride. Ryan tried to grab me, but I bit his arm and ran away, leaving him cradling it in pain. I raced home to spill the beans about Ryan. Nancy, Ryan is, but I was greeted by a hot slap. That's for trying to steal my man. What? I wasn't. My friend saw you at a restaurant with him. I was just faking it.
You know what else? I called Panda Publishing today, but they said there was no one by the name Nuella working there. Turned out you're working at a store as a cashier?
Yes, I did, and I'm really sorry, but look, Ryan is dangerous. He works with a gang that robs his father's stores.
How can we trust you? If you can lie about your job, you could lie about anything else too. Why do you keep disappointing me?
Their palpable disappointment felt like the world crashed on my shoulders. There was only one person left to turn to. I'm going to meet his dad to expose him. I have a recording of him admitting the crime. He will regret messing with me.
I'm not sure that's a good idea since he knows you know. Let's think of something less dangerous. I'll grab you something to calm down, okay?
While he went to fetch me the calming thing, I couldn't wait, so I sneaked out and headed straight to Edgar's headquarters. Hello, I would like to meet the CEO of Edgar. It's urgent. Someone is planning to rob his store. I have evidence.
Evidence, huh? Come with me.
The security guard led me to an elevator. Then we stopped in front of a room.
Boss, someone's here to see the CEO for the robbery of the stores. She has evidence.
The door opened, and instead of Ryan's dad, I was looking at Ryan? I tried to run, but they caught me and pushed me in. I was so scared. I should have listened to Keith.
You little witch. Because of you, Nancy dumped me, and now you're reporting to my dad. How dare you?
She made the right choice. You're the furthest thing from boyfriend material. The manic look in Ryan's eyes told me I was a goner. But suddenly, Keith burst in like a superhero with 2 policemen and saved the day.
Freeze! The police! Are you okay?
I nodded and hugged Keith in relief. His broad shoulders calmed me down, and I knew I was safe.
You might as well swap your ears for something else.
Sorry.
You never listen. Always so impatient.
I know. Yada yada yada.
Why are you so stubborn?
I shut him up with a kiss, and it felt so right. Turned out, Ryan's dad had kicked him out before because of his prodigal habits. But instead of turning over a new leaf, Ryan formed a gang targeting his dad's stores. Now, Edgar planned to give him a taste of jail to cool off. News of my heroic escapade spread like wildfire, reaching my family before I could even get home. The moment I stepped into the house, Mom and Nancy hugged me like I'd been away for a year.
I am so sorry for misjudging you all this time. You were just looking out for me, but I was so shocked and heartbroken I got mad at you, when actually Ryan was the jerk all along. I love you, sis.
And I'm so sorry for lying. I just wanted Mom to be proud of me, too.
But I'm proud of you, Nuella. After the hardship I suffered losing your dad, money became the paramount thing in my life. I thought it was all there is to happiness, so I pushed you guys to get it. But now, I realize I was wrong. Imagine if Nancy never married Ryan, how unhappy she'd have been. Whether you're a cashier or Stephen King, I don't care. I just want you girls to be happy. Merry Christmas, my love.
It was the best moment of my life. Finally, we could understand each other. Our reconciliation had to be a good luck charm, because on Christmas Eve, I got a call from a movie producer who wanted to adapt my novel to a movie. The contract was gonna pay millions. Finally, I was making my big break as an author. We celebrated that special Christmas with a big feast. And boy, was my mom and Nancy surprised when Keith showed up. What's your chauffeur doing here? Chauffeur? No, everyone meet Keith, my boyfriend, who, by the way, was just promoted to the overall manager of Edgar's Market. Yep, that had been decided by Edgar, the CEO. Welcome to the family, Keith. There he is, my favorite person on earth. He should be the first one to see this. Ivan, look, I did it. I passed my exams. Top of my class.
Wow, that's amazing. Look at our little genius.
You know, when we did algebra, I was terrified. But then I was like, it's just math. I got this. And boom, look, I got an A.
Of course you did. You are a genius. The best of all of us.
Man, I am hungry. I will sweep this side so we can go home sooner.
My sister is a genius, a genius.
You are literally the worst singer ever. After that, we hurried home and searched for something to fill up our growling stomachs.
Uh-oh, looks like Mom left arepas in the fridge.
You know I hate that. It's yucky.
1, never say food is yucky. A simple, I don't like it, works best. 2, I got a bonus at work today. Come on, I will buy you a chorizo burger.
Eee! Chorizo burger? Wait, but you need to save your bonus for...
Forget about that. Tonight we celebrate, mi amor.
Yay! Hey everyone, my name is Mirabel, and I'm from Colombia. This is my amazing brother Ivan. Together, we're the greatest team ever. Our mom worked long hours as the mayor's clerk for barely enough money. And even though my brother helped with the money he made from menial jobs around the town, we never had enough. But Ivan was full of ideas to help us forget what we lacked.
I'm so cold. Our radiator is broken. Mom called and it's too expensive to repair it. I'm so sorry, guys. But if I pay for this, I don't know if we will have enough to eat. It's okay, Mom. I have an idea. Let's move all our beds to the kitchen and use the stove to stay warm. Mirabel, you always wanted to go camping, right? Today, we're going camping in the kitchen.
Awesome! He always knows how to turn things around like that. Even though our living conditions aren't all too great, but with Ivan around, it felt like nothing could go wrong until...
Mira, the most exciting thing happened today. So while I was sweeping the streets in the city, this man in a suit came to me, and long story short, he wants to take me to be a model in America.
What? America? That's so far away, Ivan.
I know, but I'm going to be a model, and that means I'm going to be traveling all over the world. I am going to be like a bird, and after a while, I will take you guys to America as well.
I'm happy for you, but I don't know what I would do without you.
Oh, come on, genius. You can write me every week, and when I've earned enough, I will buy you a phone so we can video call all the time.
You promise?
I swear it on my life.
Ivan left home a few weeks later, and from that day, life sucked. There was no one waiting for me at home after school every day. Mom had to start working even harder, and I was lonely and miserable. Every Saturday, I walked for 30 minutes to the post office, hoping to get letters from Ivan.
No letters yet, dear. I have told you don't need to walk here every week. Once you have a letter, I will rush on my bicycle to deliver it.
What if you forget? Or you have so much work and you don't get to me in time? Don't worry, I like walking here. Walking is healthy.
Okay. We have a rusty old bicycle in the back. You can have it for your trips here. No one uses it. Please don't say no. It hurts me to see you make this tedious trip every week.
Thank you so much, sir. That is so kind. I promise one day I will repay your kindness.
I know you will.
I excitedly went to get the bike. This probably was the first time I felt happy about something after Ivan left. I was pedaling while humming my favorite song when I bumped into a rock which made me lose balance and head straight to the sidewalk. Oh my god, I am so sorry. It's been a long time since I rode a bicycle.
A bicycle? You call this death trap a bicycle? Now I have to get a tetanus shot because that filthy thing touched me.
I am sorry. Yes, the bike is dirty, but I don't think you will get any diseases.
And I am supposed to take your word for it? Do you even know what a tetanus shot is?
Listen, boy, I have said I am sorry, and I don't know what else you want from me. I am very sorry. Goodbye.
How dare you? Come back here.
With my new bike, I dropped by the post office more often, but life didn't get any better, as there was still no word from Ivan, and later that summer, I graduated high school. I knew my mom couldn't afford college, so I got a job helping the postman deliver his mail. One day, I had to deliver mail to the Santiagos. They were the most powerful family in our town. Their house was a castle. My heart was tumbling in my chest as I placed the mail in their mailbox. As I turned to leave, I heard a voice from the hedges. I looked over and saw the devil boy.
Hey, you! Aren't you the girl that hit me the other day? Why are you here? Security?
Whoa, wait. I'm just doing my job. I didn't bother you one bit.
Job? Oh, with that dead trap. I can't just let you go off and hurt another innocent person. Get over here and directly hand me my mail.
I was confused, but hey, it's the Santiagos. I better do what any of them say. So I stepped into their yard and met this smug Diego. But that's not all. After that, he still wouldn't let me leave. That whole afternoon, he made me judge his paintings, give him recommendations for dinner, pick a name for his new pet, etc. Weird stuff. Guess rich people just get lonely sometimes. And that went on every single day after. Gosh, why do the Santiagos have so many males? And every time I got to their mansion, Diego was already there by the gate waiting and bombarded me with 1,000 silly side quests. He even followed me on my mail delivery. What are you doing? Too rich you don't know how to spend money and time?
Well, don't you see? I'm spending them all on you.
Right, I'm flattered.
Seriously, do you really think our family has that many mails every day? It's all my love letters to bring you to me.
Then suddenly, he leaned in for a kiss, but I dodge it.
Why? You don't like me?
People like me don't get to like people like you. Your parents would destroy my life if we're a thing.
Look at me. I will never let any harm come to you. You are the only joy in my day, the love of my life. I need you.
you. Just trust me. Okay. And just like that, we started dating. I didn't think of him this way at first, but I guess his sincerity had gotten to me. He's always around. He gave me all the caring and attention I haven't had in a while, which made me feel like I wasn't alone anymore and I could get through everything, thanks to our love. One day, I came home after a long day and I found my mom outside. Everything we owned was littered on the streets. Mom, what happened? What's going on?
I don't know. I just got here and I found these men here, moving our things. I tried to speak to them and they pushed me down.
As we spoke, a flashy car pulled up right in front of us. So, this is the girl you have been wasting your time with? Look at her. Filthy, poor home. You are a disgrace and a disappointment, Diego.
Diego? What is going on? Dad, you can't interfere in my life like this.
Fine then. Make your decision. Break up with her or I'll disown you. Not even 1 dime to your inheritance.
Daddy, that's not a funny joke. We will sort this out.
Mirabelle, I was just bored and you're just a gold digger. We both know that, so... What? You promised to protect me! I'm sorry, sweetie. Don't listen to that. I'll explain tomorrow, okay? Then he quickly got in the car and they drove away. I tried to contact him first thing in the morning, but to no avail. I sneaked up to his house, but only to hear the maids saying he's already long gone to some European dreamland, continuing his lavish life among lavish people as his dad wished. So, my so-called loving boyfriend has left me for his dad's money. But without so much of a proper breakup, while his family is destroying my life, getting us kicked out of our own house, and even getting my mom fired from her job, I felt like breaking down. I've lost everything. This life was just out to get me and I wanted to give up. But looking at Mom, I couldn't bring myself to do so. I wish Ivan was here. He would know how to fix this, as he would never give up. That's right. I was raised by my wonderful brother, and maybe it's time for me to channel his strength and fill his shoes, keeping this family alive and well until he's back. So, swiping the pain aside, my mother and I gathered what we could, and we left town because we knew the Santiagos would never let us have peace. We went to live with an aunt. Mom got another job, and I started working as the judge's assistant at the local court to support her. One day, I was at work scheduling meetings when I heard a voice that left me shell-shocked. Excuse me, is the judge available to meet me? Ivan?
Mita, it's really you. Oh, I have been looking for you.
You left us. I waited for you. We waited for you for 2 years.
I am sorry, Mita. I tried to reach you, but America was hell. There was no modeling contract. I got there, and I was worked like a horse. My boss prevented me from writing letters to you guys. When I could finally write home, I never got any response. I thought something had happened to you guys, so I came home 3 months ago, and I have been searching for you guys since. Mita, life has been hard for me, and I thought I lost you guys too.
I am so sorry. You are home now. Ivan being back brought joy into our lives again, but he was very sad. He wasn't the Ivan I knew. All he did was sleep and being all depressed, and it broke my heart to see him that way. Ivan, you need to snap out of it.
What am I supposed to do now? Go back to sweeping the streets or go back to America and start from zero? How do I know things would be different now?
I have learned that if you want to make something happen, you have to do it yourself. Ivan, we are going to America. I was saving my salary to get a college degree, but we are going to use it to go to America. You are right. There is nothing for you here, and it's going to be different this time because you are going to have us.
But what about you? You were supposed to go to college.
Yes, but you are forgetting that I am a genius. I will always find a way to make it work.
Okay, let's do it.
America was different. Ivan actually got a modeling gig this time, and in 6 months, we were comfortable enough that my mom didn't need to work long hours. Everything was looking up. I applied for a national scholarship, which I won, and I got to go to law school. I graduated top of my class, and I can never forget the joy on my mother's and brother's faces when I read my valedictorian speech on graduation day. Ma'am, there is a client insisting on seeing you. I can't take any more cases, and I have to go to court in an hour. He is insisting, Ma. Fine, send him in.
Mita, is it really you? Oh my god, I saw on the TV that big case you won, and I knew I had to come see you.
Diego? Hello, how can I help you?
Wow, you are even more beautiful than I remember.
Let me stop you there. I don't have time to reminisce on the worst times of my life. Be quick. What do you want?
Mirabelle, you know I had to do what my dad wanted. He was going to disinherit me. I didn't want to hurt you.
What do you want?
Okay, my company, we are having an issue with taxes, and we need a good lawyer. Everyone is recommending you as the best in town. Please help me, for the old time's sake.
Sake? I'd spit on that sake. You are delusional if you think I would ever help you. I hope your company burns. It's been nice chatting with you, but I have to head to court. My fiancé is waiting downstairs. Goodbye, Diego. I hope I never see you again. Jody and I dragged our aching feet on the hallway after the whole day searching every corner of this mall. Oh, my legs are toast. I don't think I can walk further than this. Who makes an ad without specifying an official store? I can't believe we've walked to 10 stores and we can't find her. Let's try this last store. If she isn't here, then we get an Uber and go home. We walked into the store holding the last string of hope, and there she was, sitting majestic on the shelf. We ran up to the shelf and Jody, being Jody, started to cry. She's so beautiful! We finally found her! The baby Stella doll collection! We quickly brought Stella to the cashier, then walked out of the store like world champions holding a trophy, knowing everyone was staring at us like we were crazy, as if we care. Hi, I'm Leah, and here's my bestie, Jody. I've known her all my life. We've grown up together in the same neighborhood. As long as Jody and I are together, nothing matters whatever shenanigans we were up to. Today, we just got the perfect doll to complete our doll collection. That was all that mattered. It's not easy to find someone sharing our weird hobbies, right? Jody is the queen bee of everything, and she has always pushed me to be a better version of myself. Like when she became the swim team captain and always encouraged me to join the team, and it turned out that I actually loved swimming. The next day, we came to the pool to see Dee, our team member, doing a perfect backstroke. Good job, Dee. Then he gathered us and announced the upcoming synchronized swimming competition. And naturally, Jody secured one position and the other was also up to her. Sir, that's easy. It's Lee. I know you two are joined at the hip, but it needs more than that. With all due respect, sir, believe me, Lee is perfect for this position. It's a synchronized duet. Who else can you trust to be in sync with me other than my best friend? I was happy that Jody had so much confidence in me, but also anxious. I've never been in any nationals before, but it's a great opportunity, and I never took it for granted. I'm gonna try my best to prove my worth. So, instead of joining Jody's family on a skiing trip, I stayed behind to practice in the town's swimming pool in the summer. One day while resting, I suddenly felt water splash on me. Then I saw the most beautiful boy on earth. He was coming out of the pool, and it felt like the sun was radiating on his skin. I watched him climb up the lifeguard ladder and put on a name tag that read Evan. Okay, it seemed like I got my future husband's name. And now it's time to show what his wife was capable of. Then I showed off my best moves, but he barely looked at me, so I knew just what I needed to do. Help! Help! I'm drowning! Right at that moment, Evan dashed into the pool and rescued me like a brave knight. You saved me! Wow, you're so strong! And you are so pretty. And then he winked at me. Ho ho ho, I guess I drowned again in those eyes. From that day, I started going to the pool every day. Evan always waved at me, but that was all. He never made a move to come near me again. I couldn't fake drowning every day at the pool, so I settled for the friendly waves. Finally, Jody was back from the holiday. So tell me everything about the mystery lifeguard. He was so gorgeous, but I'm not sure about him. He hasn't asked for my number yet. You should have walked up that ladder and said, "Hey, mister, do you like me or not? Because time is running out." That's definitely what you would do. Exactly. Like yesterday, I was at the mall with my mom and I saw a boy, Mark, at the ice cream stand. He was drop-dead gorgeous. I walked straight up to him, took his phone, put my number in it, and told him to call me. And he did that night. Whoa, would that work with Evan? Only one way to find out. The next day, I mustered my courage and marched straight up to Evan. Hi, Lee, right? Yes. How are you doing? Good. Hey, let's go up the lifeguard's chair. There's shade there. He offered his hand to help me go up there. Actually, I wanted to talk to you sooner, but it's kinda super busy here the past few days. You know. Oh, that's it. I sat next to Evan as he paid close attention to everything happening in the pool. We talked, we laughed, and I even felt his fingers brush over mine. Talking with him was so fun that I forgot the mission today. Ask his number. It's all right. We had loads of time for this. But all that went away when I got to the pool the next day, and he wasn't there for the days after. There was still no sign of him. He came and went just like a fever dream, leaving me aching in a quick fever of first love. Well, his loss. He had all summer to ask you out, and he didn't. Good riddance. Yeah, but I should have just asked him out like you suggested. Come on, forget about him. Now, let's focus on an important issue. My birthday. As always, it's gonna be the biggest event before school resumes. And you know what? Mark's gonna be my escort. Ooh, dreamy Mark is coming. Can't wait to meet him. Just like Jody described, her parents spared no expense. Her party was packed with all friends at school and some of her social circles that I've never seen before. But in the middle of them was, for a second, it felt like I was dreaming, like I'd spent the entire summer dreaming of this face. Evan was here in flesh and blood. I was about to confront him, then, you came! Lee, meet Mark. Mark, it's Lee, my bestie. What? My head was spinning. So Evan was also the Mark guy Jody had been talking about the whole summer? How could it be? When Jody spared herself to other guests, I dragged him to the corner. Evan, what are you doing here after disappearing all this time? And Mark? What's with the name? Actually, my name is Mark. The pool was too cheap to make a new name tag for me, so they made me wear an old one for a former employer. And I just took the lifeguard job in the summer. Things just got a little hectic, so I forgot to tell you. I never planned to hurt a beautiful girl like you. What? No! You don't get to flirt with me anymore! Besties like the same guy. How could it be more typical of dramas? No, sisters first. Jody was with him, so I'd better stay away. That's right, there's no other way. With the decision having been made, I tried to hold my aching heart to sleep. Until the next day at school. I was grabbing things from my locker when someone startled me. Hey, Lee, it's great to see you again. Evan? Mark? Why are you here? I go here now. Now I could swim in your beautiful eyes every day. See you around, gorgeous. That's not good. Lee? What's going on? Why was Mark looking at you like that? Oh, screw. She saw that? That's it. It's better that she heard it from me and not from someone else. I took her to a quiet spot and explained everything to her. The look on her face was not reassuring. So, are you saying that Mark is Evan? The lifeguard? Then let's go to the pool to check. I already told you he doesn't work there anymore. We can ask Mark directly instead. Excuse me? Asking him? Sorry, I'm not like you to ask this kind of question. What does that mean? I just see you're making excuses to steal my boyfriend. Stop being Delulu. What? Talking about Delulu, Mark is not your boyfriend yet. Let's see who can win him. Challenge accepted, bestie. I couldn't believe in my ears. Jody had been thinking of me like that all this time? I came to school the next day to see Jody and her other friends marching in the hall. Mark, let this smile always on your face, 'cause when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while. Classic Jody. But flashy things don't shine. Then I approached them and faked being fainted to fall into Mark's embrace. And his gallant caught me before knowing what happened. Oh, you saved me again. How can I pay you back, my love? I could see the fire burning in Jody's eyes. At lunch, I went to the canteen with Mark. I could feel the distance of the time wore away. But it's nice to talk to Mark/Evan again. But Jody, out of nowhere, sat down beside him. Hi, Mark. And Lee? Watch out your food, Mark. Do you know one time she was so hungry that she stole her date's food while he was in the restroom? So, do you know, Judy used to devour the whole turkey on Thanksgiving? She just peed into the pool last week. You know that? Hey, it's just an accident. And you bought your mom's Gucci bag and blamed it on your brother. Not as interesting as you still needing your mom to sing a lullaby every night.
Jeez, I wish American presidential elections could be as hot as girl fights.
Too frustrated, I blurted out every secret we kept together since we were kids, until teachers stopped us. We had to clean every single corner of the pool as punishment. Let me help you, Jody. Thank you, bestie.
Yeah, bestie my butt.
And just like that, the Third World War continued. The whole school started whistling about the famous friend duo of the school turning to bark at each other. Go ask your queen bee first. One day, Mark came to find me, and we were talking for a while.
I'm sorry. I think I need to be held accountable for what is happening between you and Jody.
No, it's not your fault. Just some girl stuff, you know? Then from nowhere, Jody stormed in. It's you! You tore up my swimming presentation draft to the coach, right?
What gibberish are you talking about?
The draft was just right there on this table, but when you came, it disappeared. We found this near your locker.
What was it?
It's a piece of paper from Jody's draft? I'd never seen it before, let alone tore it. I saw with my own eyes. Don't you dare try to deny it. But I'm with Mark all this time. I can't do this.
I just came, so I'm not sure.
Enough with your lies. You'll no longer be accepted in our team. Get out!
What? You can't. Don't forget I'm your partner in the upcoming competition.
Of course I can. I'm the team captain, and Dee will be my partner.
Everything was happening so fast. My head was spinning. What's going on? I've never done such things. But Mark? Why didn't Mark defend me when he knew I was innocent? Was everything worth fighting for that guy? Now I felt like I lost everything. My best friend, my swimming spot. When it's already bad, Mom knocked my room with the most terrible news. Hey, what's going on with you and Jody?
Nothing.
Nothing? So why is she burning your dolls?
What? I looked through the window to see her burning our collection. I immediately ran to her house. Jody, no, please. She didn't. She let it all burn. That was it. Our friendship was burnt to ashes like our dolls. A few days later, Jody and Mark became official. Thanksgiving came, but I felt lonelier than ever. Not because Mark chose Jody, but our dying friendship. So I came to the swimming pool in town. While letting myself float on the water, I heard a very familiar voice.
Lee, is that you? Oh my god, I hoped I would bump into you here.
Don't even speak to me, you devil.
Did I do something wrong to you?
You ask? You forgot what you've done to me a few days ago?
But I was in Switzerland until yesterday.
Turns out he went to a military school in Switzerland and only returned home on holidays. And Mark was actually Evan's twin. So I'd been fooled all this time? The news hit me with the utmost shock. All the suppressed emotions were blurted out with the tears. Evan pulled me in his embrace and listened to every word.
I'm sorry my brother must have been messing with you. I'll handle this, I promise.
Few days later, Evan asked me to go to the cafe near school to talk about the truth he learned. We stepped inside to see Jody sitting here with her new boyfriend and new best friend. I was about to leave, but Evan pulled me back. "Trust me, will you?" Then he held my hands and walked me towards them. Upon seeing Evan, Jody couldn't hide her shock. "Huh? You look like my boyfriend!"
"Yes, I'm his twin brother. Right, Dee?"
"You know her too?"
"She is our sister. Well, half-sister. We have different last names."
Then Evan told everything. But you know what was new?
"And here is your presentation, Jody. It's my sister who hid it, not Lee. I gave you the chance to come clean, but you refused it. I'm disappointed, Dee."
But why blaming me? Because it's always been you. Jody will always choose you just because you're her best friend. How fair is it? I'm also a good swimmer, you know. So at Jody's birthday party, she overheard Mark talking with me. That's when an idea came to her. She asked Mark to help her cause a rift between me and Jody, so that she would replace me to become Jody's partner in the swimming competition. So you ruined our friendship for this? Then Jody ran out of the cafeteria. It felt good that I'd been vindicated, but it hurt that breaking our friendship was so easy. The next few days were not getting any better. Jody was calling nonstop to apologize, but I wasn't ready to listen to her. One day I heard Jody and Mark talking.
"I apologized for everything. My sister wanted a spot on the team, so I just want to help. But I thought by doing that I could know what your feelings are if there's someone else like me, because from the beginning I already fall for you."
I don't know what is real or not real anymore, Mark, but I can't forgive you. At least now. I'm sorry, but whatever happened between us is over.
Things were messed up for Jody as well.
The next day I answered the door to see Evan, Mark, and Dee there.
"We apologize for what happened. We didn't think clear before doing that."
"I let jealousy take over me. I'm sorry for things going bad between you and Jody. It's no use being mad this time, at least. Everything was settled in some ways."
"I am really sorry about my messy family."
"Please, I heard enough sorry these days."
"So how about that? I should have done this long ago. Do you want to get ice cream together sometime?"
"I thought you'd never ask. And, Lee, I have decided to leave the team. I can't be there after all of this."
"But how about Jody?"
I ran to the school gym, knowing the chaos that was going already.
"Look at this mess you girls have made. How are you supposed to join the competition without a partner?"
"I'm sorry. When the coach left, she jumped into the water and let it take over her. So I joined her. "Hey, I can be your partner." "Lee? No, I don't deserve it. I was stupid. I burnt our dolls and I threw away our friendship."
"Yeah, you were pretty stupid.
"And you hurt me. But it's okay. I'm here because you need me. And regardless of anything, I'm always going to be there when you need me." "I'm so sorry."
"It's okay. We both learned the lessons of being calm before saying anything regretful. And now, let's win this thing."
"Yes, with you, bestie, I can always win."
It's the country's fair day today, or as I like to call it, my winning day. See that huge plushie over there? It's about to become mine. Ready, set, and yes! Bullseye! I excitedly took the bear when it suddenly got yanked away by this crazy bull. Hey, I won that bear fair and square.
"But I saw it first. Now hand it over, Hobbit."
"Hobbit?" I yanked the bear from him, but it ended up ripping in half. His girlfriend burst into tears, and now I'm like a red rag to him. He rushed towards me, and before I could even think straight, my fist took over. How many times have I told you, Angie? A girl doesn't just raise her fist and cause trouble like that. It was self-defense. He was gonna hit me, Mom. I'm done with this. Like father, like daughter. Why are you even bringing him up? He left us years ago, so let him stay out of our lives. Even thinking about him made my blood boil. I turned to the window, avoiding the look I knew my mom was giving me. When we got home, we found the door open. Something wasn't right. I quickly ran into the house and saw black shadows standing in our living room. Who are you people? What are you doing in my house? All hail our new leader. The lights suddenly came back on, and I saw them all bow to me?
Angelina, I've been looking forward to meeting you. I'm Nick Mason, Mr. Bruno's right-hand man.
My dad sent you here?
From this day on, you will become our new leader of the X organization, on his behalf.
You gotta be kidding me! For so many years, he hasn't cared about whether we live or die, and now he suddenly wants me to take over? And look at you all. This organization seems no good.
Please don't misunderstand us. X organization was founded by your father to help the local people and fight for justice. But things took a horrible turn, so I'm afraid he's gone to jail for a little while.
He's in jail? Oh, my head! Fighting for justice? That's why he's in jail now?
Your father put the safety of the seaport local first. In doing so, he fell into the enemy's trap. You will understand him better if you accept his wish and become our leader.
As much as I hate to admit it, I missed my dad. He once promised that he would skip his work and hang out with me on my birthday, but then he just disappeared without a word and has been quiet for the past 6 years. Until now. Darling, I have something for you. She gave me some old letters and a plushie bear, which I'd begged my dad to buy for me. She'd hid it from me the whole time, as she was mad at my dad for always risking his life for things that weren't any of his business. It turned out that my dad had still cared about me, even without me knowing. Mom, I've made up my mind. I hope you'll support me. So, my mom and I had a long journey to the seaport of the city where my dad's ex-organization was secretly operating. We walked into the market, then stopped at a large fish shop. How on earth does an organization have their secret base in such a crowded place? The most dangerous place is the safest one. Remember that. I remembered my dad used to say this to me when I was a kid too. This must be his crazy idea. Nick led me into a room at the back of the store and introduced this as the organization's base. So, this is where my dad used to work. And he'd still kept the same old hat all these years? Let's get to work. There's been a lot of theft going on in town lately. Every night, the thieves break into stores and steal everything they can. People are panicking right now, so we need to solve this as soon as possible. Isn't this the police's responsibility? If they were capable, we wouldn't have to get involved. That's why your father maintains this organization. Now you need to settle in a bit. I've arranged your accommodation and enrolled you in a local school. Remember, your identity is top secret. For the next few days, at 5 a.m. every morning, Uncle Nick got me up and took me to the port to tell me more about the thieves. However, he'd just joined the fish auction the whole morning instead of actually doing anything serious. So, I went somewhere else and pretended to talk to the fishmongers about the burglaries in town. At that moment, a guy in a cap that covered his face bumped into me. Hey dude, nice bracelet, but ever taught to apologize? Hey, take it easy. You're making a scene. Okay, maybe I should just behave like a normal schoolgirl here. Having to get up so early in the morning to go to the port also made me too exhausted to study anything. One morning I was falling asleep at my usual place when some noise woke me up. A group of gangsters was teasing a boy? Dude, I'm trying to catch some shut-eye over here. Shut up, loser. Uh-oh, they were messing with the wrong person. I grabbed a nearby mop and made some fancy moves that took them all down, then dragged the flabbergasted nerd out of there. He wasn't calm enough to run for his life. This little guy is Killian. Ever since that day, he kept following me and wouldn't shut up about how strong I was, saying things like, I could never imagine a small person like you having such crazy strength. Or, they all pick on me, but you, Angel, don't. Then, let's be friends. I have no peace when he's around. While I was trying to make some space for myself, a call suddenly came from Uncle Nick. One of the jewelry shops in the city just got burglarized. Can you help? What? Yeah, I'll head back to headquarters and set up a plan. You can count on me. I then hung up, and that's when I heard a ball hitting the floor. I turned around, and there was Killian, standing behind me, shocked to the core. He'd obviously heard the whole conversation. If you utter a word of this to anyone, you'll not wake to see another day. Do you hear me? I can help you. I know this town like the back of my hand. Okay, we can be friends, or associates, as long as you keep quiet. After school, Killian and I rushed to the crime scene. While wandering around, I spotted a shiny thing among the broken glass. It must have been from those thieves. But wait, I've seen this D symbol somewhere. I was about to pick it up when Killian grabbed my hand, shivering. Bro, it's her who attacked us back then. That gangster suddenly came at me. I tried to dodge him, but ended up toppling over backwards. Suddenly a strong arm held me back and shielded me from the punch. Mamma mia! Who's this handsome hunk? I wrapped my arms around him and pulled out my inner damsel in distress. Oh, my hero! These jerks won't leave me alone! Please save me! I'm scared! Mess with my friend one more time and you're dead meat. Get lost! He turned to me, making sure I was okay, then parted way. Through Killian, I found out his name is Frank, a senior at our school, and he's known for his cold and reserved demeanor. Definitely my type of guy. But wait, what about the bracelet? I returned to the broken glass window. The bracelet was nowhere to be found. At school, all students were constantly talking about these recent burglaries. Everyone was worried about who would be the next victim. When will all this nonsense stop? I wonder who their next target will be. Don't you see? The recent victims were all the big shots in town, and the crimes were all on the days the police weren't out patrolling. So then, Graham's jewelry shop and Holden's boutique store could potentially be their next target? That makes sense! Wait, Frank? Now that you're here, I feel so much safer. It'll probably be Holden's because Graham already added a new security system to his shop. Please stop fiddling with your hair like that. Good observation. The police don't patrol the port tonight, so they might make a move. So stay still inside, will you, sweetie? Aww, but his sweetie's still gotta watch Holden's shop and catch the thieves red-handed tonight. An hour had already passed, but nothing had happened. Right at that moment, Nick received a phone call that Graham's shop had just been robbed. The The thieves broke the security system and everything had been taken. Nick snapped at me for acting impulsively without having any clear evidence. But this felt so sketchy, though. Holden's store was way more vulnerable. It's like they knew we were waiting to ambush them here. A few days later, while I was patrolling around the shopping street, Killian informed me that there was a suspicious masked man sneaking around the pearl shop. I immediately dashed there, right at the moment he was breaking the lock. In the blink of an eye, I kicked him, knocking him to the ground. Angelina! Holy crickets, are you okay? I looked up to see Frank running towards me. The thief immediately rose up, causing me to fall back, then fled the scene right away. Catch the thief, quick! Frank and Killian darted past me and followed the guy. I waited for them at the harbor, but only Killian came back. Sorry, Angelina, but I have to say this. There's something fishy about Frank. I think he's on the thief's side. Oh, come on. Are you jealous of him? How do I know you're not their spy? What do you mean? You've been acting suspicious from the get-go. You wouldn't leave me alone for a sec. And remember how you listened in on my conversation with Nick? And what about when you made me so sure it was Holden's shop that would be the next target, And now you're blaming Frank? You're so wrapped up in that jerk. I saw him purposefully let that thief go. When I was about to catch up to him, Frank suddenly stopped, making me crash into him. Then the thief got away. That can't be. He's always there to help me. I'm the one who's always backing you up, but you only see that fraud as your hero. Just forget it. Wait, I had no idea who to trust. It was all so confusing. Right at that moment, I got a message from Frank asking me to go to this meteor camping place, as he had something important to say to me. Okay, it was time to confront him and get the truth. I rushed there as fast as I could, only to find nobody? I looked around and noticed this suspiciously lit up tent. The tent flap suddenly opened, and a shadow bolted towards me. Hey, calm down, it's me. I opened my eyes to see Frank in front of me. He'd set up this whole place for me? Frank suddenly took my hand and confessed. Angelina, I've fallen head over heels for you. I was wondering, will you be my girlfriend? Together, we could be a power couple. With your X organization and my Darkwalkers clan backing us. How do you know I'm related to X organization? Ha! I've been watching you since that first day you wandered around the fish market with that old Nick. Remember this bracelet? You almost got me that time. You shameless, rotten, stinking skunk! I even trusted you over Killian! Oh, come on. It's not my fault you fell for me and betrayed your best friend. You and I are more alike than you think. It's only fitting that we become a team. Enough! Listen carefully. I'm never going to team up with a dirtbag like you. How did you... Guys, take her! From the tents, Frank's minions came out one by one and surrounded me, then gradually tightened the siege. Let's see who's the boss now. Oh, no, I fell into his trap. Those punks held a rope ready to tie me up, but right at that moment, I heard a car engine approaching. Is that Killian leading Nick and the X organization? He jumped out of the car, ran past the minions and Frank to get to me. Angelina, are you all right? You're not hurt anywhere, are you? I shook my head and felt so touched. He'd come to save me. I thought you were mad at me. I was, a little bit, but I couldn't let you do all this alone, so I went to Uncle Nick. Behind Killian, Uncle Nick and the team had seized all the thieves and their ringleader Frank. Now they'd spill all their dirty secrets in front of the law. It turns out, my dad was about to expose the Darkwalker clan for their evil antics when they framed him for intentionally causing injury and put him behind bars. Since I became the new leader of X, Frank had been trying to seduce me so he could manipulate the organization. Finally, though, my dad was found innocent and released. Mom and I welcomed him home with open arms. I'm so sorry for leaving you behind. I was afraid I would put you in danger. It's all right, Dad. You must have had a hard time, too. I'm sorry for taking so long to realize how proud I am of you. I missed you so much. Dad was super impressed with what we had accomplished for the organization. He even decided to let me continue to be the leader, all the while supporting me and teaching me his tricks. And I know for sure everything will turn out okay, especially with this guy by my side. So, did I do a good job proving myself, Lady Boss? The vice leader position seems to suit me well, don't you think? You do deserve a promotion. How does vice leader and boyfriend sound?
So, this is the Roomba Club. Why isn't the guy here? Was I wrong? No way, I did lots of digging. Oh, don't take this the wrong way. I'm not a stalker. I'm just doing my job. It's obvious that there's something fishy about this case. Want to know the details? Please like and subscribe. I'm Faith McKinnon, the only daughter of a private detective. That probably sounds cool, but my dad is actually really carefree. Maybe that's why he only took on enough trivial cases to make ends meet. I haven't always paid much attention to his business, though. I mainly focus on studying, so our future can be brighter.
What? What are you saying, sir? Yeah, I'm in. You can count on me. Faith, I just got a big job.
A customer had paid him handsomely to investigate this case. A girl named Selena Martinez just had an accident and fell into a coma. But there was no CCTV on the road, and the heavy rain erased all traces. The police couldn't find any evidence, so they concluded that it was a traffic accident. But Mr. and Mrs. Martinez didn't believe it and suspected her boyfriend, Oscar Davis, was involved. Thus, they had to rely on my detective dad.
Haha, looks like folks need my help after all. Me, McKinnon, can solve any case.
Conveniently, those two kids go to the same school as me, so Dad asked me to keep an eye on them. Okay, nothing complicated, so I agreed. That's why I'm here. I heard Oscar loved Roomba and never missed a class, but why hasn't he shown up today? I was looking around when a hand patted my shoulder.
What are you doing? Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
Oh my, am I dead? 'Cause I swear I'm seeing an angel. Look at his eyelashes framing those beautiful hazel eyes in that super touchable long dark hair.
Hey, you still with me? Are you here to join our Roomba squad, princess? If so, you're looking at the right person. I'm Zane, head of this club.
Yes, I'm Faith. I love Roomba. Well, joining this club will surely help me with my mission, won't it? But I knew absolutely nothing about this Roomba dance thingy. Gosh, how could they dance with those heels so freaking high? I tried to copy other students, but my legs were just not listening, causing me to stumble. And luckily, Zane caught me just in time.
Are you good? Let me show you some basics before you hurt yourself. Or someone else.
Then Zane took me aside, and we started to dance with his arms wrapped around my waist. With each twirl, I felt like he was pulling me closer and closer, and I couldn't stop blushing. Was Roomba supposed to always be like that? Then our eyes met. His gaze was so soft and dreamy and angry. Zane stopped in the middle, and his face darkened. Right at the door was Oscar. Zane immediately dragged him outside. I sneakily followed them to see they were quarreling at a corner.
Drop your act already.
Let me see Selena, please.
You have some nerve asking to meet my sister after what you did to her.
How many times do I need to tell you that I had nothing to do with her accident?
Keep lying all you want, but I'll find evidence. You'll soon have to pay for what you did.
Zane was Selena's brother? That meant we were on the same boat. The investigation could have been going much more smoothly if I'd known this earlier. I went straight to Zane, saying, Selena Martinez was your sister?
Yeah, why you...
I'm helping to investigate her accident.
Oh, really?
Zane was surprisingly cooperative in helping me answer some questions for the investigation.
My parents just can't help but suspect Oscar had something to do with it. He's kinda obsessed with our Selena. She'd rejected him many times, but he wouldn't stop pining for her, and eventually she gave in. But that only kicked in his possessive behaviors. He bought gifts and controlled what she wore every day. He followed my sister everywhere, even to the restroom to make sure she's safe, and climbed to her window to check her sleep every night.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Selena was having too much and decided to end things with him for good. But after that, she was found unconscious in an accident. It can't be a coincidence. I'm sure Oscar's obsession has turned into rage.
Wow, it really was impossible to judge someone just on appearances. Oscar looked so nice, yet... To gather more information, I asked around about Oscar and Selena. Selena used to be kinda mean, but ever since she and Oscar became an item, she's like another person. Much kinder and nicer, I would say. Yeah, they were really sweet together. I was surprised to hear she broke up with him. Huh? Sweet? Are they talking about another Oscar? I even went to Oscar's neighbors and discovered that his mom was the head of the Medical and Pharmaceutical Association. All I heard were good things about him.
Oh, that sweet boy. He always runs right out to help me carry groceries. He even gave me his phone number to call him when I need help. Oscar is a real good kid. Every year on Halloween, he decorates a whole haunted house for the neighborhood kids and stays out there until every last trick-or-treater leaves with a sack full of candy.
Things are getting way confusing. It's like Zane and the others were describing two totally different people. Why are you following me? I looked up to see Oscar. I'm not. I tried to run, but he grabbed me. Please don't lie to me. I know why you're here, and I want to cooperate. Because I too want this all to be over quickly. Only then can I see Selena again. Okay, I should give him a fair chance and make my own judgments about this guy. And I'm also really curious to hear his side of the story. I used to be picked on pretty often, until Selena started standing up for me. She was truly my knight in shining armor, and that's when I knew I'd fallen in love with her, and she actually liked me back.
That's when she came to do charity work with me for the first time, and we happened to meet in the Roomba Club and become partners. We were happy in love. Selena even bought me gifts and planned surprise dates. Things were good. Great, actually. But suddenly she broke up with me, then got into the accident. I just really want to see if she's okay.
This guy seemed very sincere. A bit silly, even. He couldn't be the one who could scheme such a hateful plan, could he? But why does nothing match what Zane told me earlier? One of them must be lying. But who? Things were becoming perplexing. But that evening, when I got home, my dad told me that he had found a dash cam from another car which filmed the moment Oscar's car hit Selena's.
Case closed. Who would have thought a $15,000 case like this could be solved so easily? I'm such a genius. With this pace, I'd be a millionaire before you knew it.
Huh? That's it? No, something didn't add up here. My gut was telling me that Oscar the simp couldn't be the cunning and ruthless mastermind behind all this. The next morning, I was startled by Dad's loud excitement.
I'm on a headline, baby!
Turns out the video had spread like wildfire on the news. But that's not all. Another part of the story was also revealed. Oscar, Dr. Davis's son, loved Selena Martinez but was rejected, so he threatened to tell his mom to cancel their new medicine's license. Selena still resisted him, so her family lost the medicine's permit and suffered great damage. Meanwhile, Oscar got so mad that he caused the accident. So there's some family conflict involved too, not just teenage love? Seeing loads of angry comments, I was so worried that I immediately ran to the Roomba Club to find Oscar. There, I found Zane grabbing Oscar's collar.
I always know it's you. How are you gonna deny it now?
Wait, stop! Upon seeing me, Zane loosened his fists.
You're gonna pay for this.
I swear I didn't do it, Faith. I don't know where that video came from. Please help me. I also felt things couldn't be that simple, so I came home to check the video again. Finally, I found something that was off. If the impact happened at that angle, Selena's left arm would have been injured, but it wasn't according to the hospital's record. Dad, I think the video of the accident was fabricated. We need to confirm Selena's condition before making any conclusion.
Well, this case is already closed. The Martinez family asked me to wrap it up as soon as the evidence was discovered.
Why such a hurry? They spent all this money but didn't want a thorough investigation? The next day, I decided to investigate myself. I disguised as a nurse to sneak into the hospital, but Selena's room was strictly guarded. I had to find another entrance. Huh? Is that Zane? Right then, he saw me and immediately dragged me into a corner, signaling me to keep silent.
Be careful, or they will see you.
What are you doing sneaking around?
I'm afraid my parents might be doing something sketchy.
Explain.
I've heard them talking with the press to keep posting those defaming articles about Oscar's family, and they even mentioned something about revenge.
So you followed them here?
Suddenly, I was forbidden from seeing Selena as the doctor said she needed absolute peace to heal, but it feels like my parents don't want me to talk to her. Come to think of it, it's also them who made me suspect Oscar from the beginning.
That's what I thought. But why should I believe you when you've been saying awful things about Oscar? Maybe you're working with them.
Last semester I studied abroad. That's when Selena and Oscar started dating. All the things I knew about them were told by my parents. Actually, believe me or not, I'm going to find out the truth with or without your help.
Seeing his determined attitude, my heart softened a little. If it's true that your parents were up to something bad, are you still willing to expose them?
If so, what they did is just wrong, and I need to know why.
Right at that moment, I got a call from Dad.
Well done, Faith. You were right. That video was fabricated.
I believe you, Zane. 3 days later, it was reported that Oscar's mom resigned due to the recent scandal. Then Dad showed up in an unusually neat suit.
You better go get ready, kiddo. The Martinezes invited us for dinner to celebrate solving the case. I think they might throw in a bonus on top of the initial amount.
My dad is quite the performer, isn't he? All right, time to solve this case. At the dinner, everyone seemed extremely happy, especially Mr. Martinez.
Thank you so much for giving us the closure we needed for our daughter's accident. No, I have to thank you for giving me such a big case. Now people will line up to have me solve their cases. Haha.
They kept toasting, laughing, and talking happily like two old friends. Then Mrs. Martinez went to get some more food for them. I turned to see Zane looking a bit sad.
I didn't expect Dr. Davis could stoop this low. She got what she deserved. How dare she say our medicine was of poor quality and rejected the license? She almost ruined our plan to make loads of money. What a wet blanket. Luckily, we got quick-witted to stage a fake accident to frame her boy.
Hearing that, Mrs. Martinez quickly ran to cover her husband's mouth, but couldn't make it in time.
Aha! So you admit everything. I recorded them all. This will be evidence to expose you in court.
We admit nothing. Check your recording. When I turned it on, it was all static. We couldn't hear anything. Unfortunately for you, this is the family business room, equipped with signal jammers and anti-eavesdropping devices, so you have no evidence.
Mom, stop it!
Right then, Oscar walked in, with Selena on a wheelchair. Why are you here? You're supposed to be at the hospital resting. All thanks to my mom. She knows someone in the hospital and could help Selena get out. Or else, how long were you planning to keep her locked up?
It turns out Selena had woken up a week ago, but her parents kept it a secret. That's why Zane wasn't allowed to visit her out of fear that everything would come to light.
Mom, that's not enough for you? You asked me to pursue Oscar at first to get close to his mom, but when the plan didn't work out, you then forced me to break up with him. But I've already fallen in love with Oscar for real. It broke my heart to do so. That night, I was driving in a totally lost mind and crashed into a tree. But who knows, my own cruel parents would use their daughter's accident as an excuse to frame Oscar and his family. Oh, honey, you're saying this because you're not well yet. No, we all know what you did. Just confess. Oscar and his mother are good people who don't deserve any of this. I love you guys. That's why I have to make it right. You ungrateful little traitor. Everything we do for you. But it doesn't matter. A court needs concrete evidence, not just the words of a girl. I'm really disappointed in you guys. I hope that you would step up and take accountability. You could have gotten a reduced sentence, but I guess now we need to turn in the real evidence.
I held up the confession video of the person hired by Selena's parents to fake the dash cam. At this point, Mrs. Martinez fell to her knees, sobbing dramatically.
I paid you to find the evidence against the Davises, not against us. Sorry, but we refuse to accept your money. We don't work for you. We work for justice.
Soon enough, Mr. and Mrs. Martinez saw their day in court for their schemes, and the Davises' name was cleared. After the sentencing, Oscar's mom approached me and my dad.
Thank you so much for fighting for the truth. You've saved our family's reputation. Our society needs more people who work and live for righteousness like you. I owe it all to Faith. Things would not have turned out the way they did without her master plan. From the fake resignation to Selena's hospital escape, and even arranging a play to expose the Martinezes. It's true that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, isn't it? She's about to surpass my skill.
I'll let you keep this for a few more years. It's true that I hadn't been interested in my father's job before, but this case made me realize my passion for solving crimes. So, we'll see. Now all the crazy things finally settled, Oscar and Selena are back together after everything they've gone through. They deserve to be happy with each other. Is this just me, or is their story really similar to Romeo and Juliet? Except in the end, they're happy together. Suddenly, Zane walked up behind me.
Wanna dance?
Are you sure? You're the one who said I was a danger to myself and others.
Then it's a risk I'm willing to take.
No one told me it's this windy up here. I'll probably be wiped off of Earth before I could wipe all these windows. It's okay, Harper. Remember, you're doing this for Aaron. Just a bit of tough work for now, but imagine the incredible time you'll be having at the concert. Imagine, oh my god, Aaron and her? Hold up, let's start from the top. Hi, I'm Harper, the biggest fan of the greatest boy band, The Statics, especially their rapper Aaron. I turned 18 not long ago and I'm taking a gap year to find my true passion. To be honest, I'm not really interested in anything. The only thing that makes me feel alive right now is fangirling, following my boys around, concerts, touring, etc. But after months of that, I'm totally broke. Not to mention, Aaron's having his solo debut album. So, having no choice, I asked my super sweet boyfriend Kirk to lend me some money. But, again, all you ever did was spend relentlessly on this trash. You don't study, nor get a job. How are you expecting to afford it all? Do these idols feed you or give you a roof over your head? I don't think so. I can't help you forever either. Trash? He called my passion trash? Excuse me, I asked for a loan, not like I was robbing him. He wasn't like this the other times. Finally showing his true self, huh? Fine, I don't need an unsupportive boyfriend. Anyone that stands between me and my happiness can get lost. So, we're over. Whatever. But wait, I still need to come inside as Kyra's bestie, not as your girlfriend. You might be wondering what kind of relationships I have going on here. Well, I actually befriended Kyra first. We were both ecstatic. Fandom of the Statics. If you know, you know. Fangirls bond is stronger than any friendship. Her mom works for a big press, so she sometimes could even get us access to shows. Cool, right? So I was always around her place. One thing led to another. Me and her brother fell in stupid love, but not anymore. Have you heard about Aaron's new album? Apparently it will be followed by a group concert right downtown New York. We can ask Kirk to give us a ride. It will be super fun. Oh, don't want to burst your bubble, but I just broke up with Kirk. 4 minutes, 36 seconds ago? No way! Yes way. I told her how ridiculous her brother was, but she still tried to find excuses for him, hoping to mend us back together. But sorry, this heart of mine has casted the dice. It's entirely dedicated to Aaron now. No more dumb boyfriend. And that's how I ended up taking on this dangerous job. Its high salary could get me boxes of albums and a concert ticket even. But what am I getting instead? My beloved idol, arms in arms with a singer I hate the most on earth, Bianca. Aaron and Bianca rushed to the window and dragged me inside.
Please don't let anyone know this. What do you want? Autograph? VIP ticket?
Please, you probably know our two fandoms are like water and oil. They already opposed us so badly over a collab last time. Yeah, of course I know, because I was the one who opposed. Seriously, what does Aaron see in this girl? She always says controversial stuff, gets caught in dating rumors with all guys on earth, parties 24/7, and her songs suck. But on a second thought, it's not every day to have the two hottest celebrities on their knees before me like this. Maybe I should act wisely. Either way, this is the lifetime opportunity for me stepping into Aaron's life, isn't it? Okay, I'll keep a secret on one condition. Let me be the manager of Bianca.
Bianca's manager? Who's looking for me? Wait, who are you?
But he didn't even bother to wait for my answer and started stacking out bunches of stuff for Bianca to sign.
Being a manager ain't a joke. See, Will's been doing this for years and still struggling.
Well then, more reason for me to step in. So I walked over to give him a hand. This poster is mid. Next time, let me handle it. Trust me, I've designed countless stuff for fan events. The title track this time is a bop, but without a good promotion, it turned into a flop. I suggest you make some TikTok challenge for it. I'm a girl Bianca's age. I for sure understand her and the fans more than you. I'll be useful. Right, guys? Yeah, sure.
She has a point, Will. You do need an assistant.
Right then, Will had a phone call. Seemed urgent. After hanging up, he turned to me.
Fine. It's true that I'm overloaded. I have to check stuff at the venue right now, but Bianca has schedules at the radio station in an hour. Can you get her there?
Sir, yes, sir. Just like that, I helped Will around, and it's safe to say I was basically Bianca's sub-manager. Life was pretty sweet. I got to tag along to shows for free, while keeping an eye on my love rival. I sure enjoyed playing God with my new puppet. Everything Bianca eats has to get my approval. Bye-bye, yummy tacos and burgers. She's only allowed to use the phone at certain times of the day. Stop texting boys and start working on your terrible music, honey. Then tell those annoying boys to stop bothering me. Even her sleep is strictly fixed, just because I love seeing her suffer. And I make sure her schedule is packed. Vocal training, dance practice, filming content. Girl, you have a lot to work on. But on days where she worked with the statics, I'd let her off a little. Still, that doesn't mean these two could flirt under my nose. Seriously? It's like you guys are begging to get caught. Think about your future. This dumb fling won't matter a bit the day your career's on the edge of failing, won't it? I'd make a good manager, right? But I occasionally saw Liam, another member of Statics, being way too chatty with Bianca. Well, as long as it's not my Aaron. But I know someone who wouldn't like this. Kyra, as Liam's her bias. I guess the rumors are true. Liam is a playboy. And to prevent Aaron from getting caught in the same thing, I accidentally arranged Bianca's schedule to be 100% off with Aaron's, so they couldn't meet up. But Bianca still asked me to bring him gifts often, and surprisingly, Aaron wasn't too upset about his girlfriend not showing up. I guess I can get him in another level that Bianca couldn't. We soon talk a lot and hang out also, and he literally blurted out about how Bianca was so uptight, how some of her annoying habits gave him the ick, and that being with me was so much more comfortable. Uh-oh, sounds like love's fading. On the other hand, Bianca was extra upset that they still couldn't date on their anniversary. Not on me, though. Aaron himself didn't want to see her and made excuses about how paparazzi had been up in his grill because he's been doing so well lately. But Bianca has had enough with this all. She wanted to go public. I heard her talking to Aaron on the phone about it. No, that's not gonna happen. I have to be a step ahead. I immediately searched for a photo, then posted it anonymously on a fan forum. If Aaron goes public with anyone, it's gotta be me. But oh boy, maybe I've not thought this through. What was I even thinking? The next day, the internet went crazy and it's all negative comments. Thankfully, Aaron's side has spoken up and calmed it down by fabricating a story about how this was from a long time ago. And it was his first love, blah blah. Anything, as long as things go down. I haven't even finished my sigh of relief, then out of nowhere, Aaron's stomping into our studio looking furious. R.I.P. me.
Bianca, have you lost your mind? I told you I did not agree. Why did you post our photo? Are you trying to sabotage me? Sorry that you don't have a career so you can act careless all you want. But I do. I have my reputation and an army of stupid fangirls to please.
I was frozen, as well as Bianca. Right then, a call came from Kyra. I swiftly sneaked out to take it. It's you, right? The lucky girl in the photo? I can tell by just one look. Last time we talked, you only mentioned seeing Bianca in real life or something. When did Aaron come into the picture? How could you not tell me? I was dumbfounded. Didn't know how to handle this. I mumbled out a few words so Kyra would keep this a secret and that we'd talk later. Okay, gotcha. But then help me meet my Liam, please. What? No, trust me, he's a player. They all are. Get over him. So Kyra recognized me that easily, but why Aaron didn't? He even mistook me with his so-called girlfriend, Bianca. That picture was also taken at the secret balcony of his penthouse that he swore he'd never taken anyone there before. Having too much on my mind, I wandered to his place, but ran into Liam? He's talking to a girl. She wiped her tears, then left. I should get going. Don't want to mess with another player right now. Harper! What? Don't worry, I won't tell anyone about that 400th girlfriend of yours. Correct, it's the 400th girlfriend, but not of mine. Turns out that girl's also a victim of Aaron the Heartbreaker, not Liam. Liam has always been the one who's cleaning after his mess, making sure the girls are all right and won't do anything harmful to the band's reputation. Probably that's why public labeled me as the player. I always got caught up with these heartbroken girls. And now you. What do you mean? I'm okay. Come on, I know you also got tangled in Aaron's love web. I'm sorry, I could have warned you earlier. I've been trying to hint it to Bianca, but the girl was too head over heels for him. I felt so stupid for thinking I could live that fantasy of being Aaron's girl so easily. All this time, we all blindly put Aaron on a pedestal, while letting Liam be wrongly accused of all the things he never did. Through Liam, I found out that the Statics has been having a problem. Aaron wanted to leave the group because he thought they're a burden and he'd do better on his own. But the rest knew that it would break the fans' heart if one of them left, so they've compromised by letting Aaron have a solo album while still staying with the group. Oh no, kick that jerk out now. As a representative of Ecstatic, I can assure you that we won't be sad if we know what an awful person he is. We'll show him the door. Glad to hear that. Now, about Bianca, do you know how to break this to her in the best way? It's hard, but ugly truth is the only way. So the next day, we went to see Bianca together. Told her all about how much of a jerk Aaron is, all the girls he's been seeing, all the bad-mouthing about her, he said. Surprisingly, she took it better than we thought. Thank you, too, for looking out for me. I know he's bad, but I thought I'd been able to change him. But yesterday when he came throwing a fit at me, I realized that I deserved better. Oh, poor Bianca. I really owe her a zillion apologies. I asked Liam to give us a minute and came clean to her on everything. On the photo I posted, on how I intentionally got in between the relationship, on my dumb rules just to get the better of her. I'm truly sorry. I'm just a Delulu fangirl after all. I'm really sad to hear that because at some point I did consider you a friend, especially your ridiculous rules. It helped me a lot. Look, you kept me on a strict diet, helped me get a healthy sleep schedule, made me practice more, stay off my phone, no more doom scrolling and obsessing over hateful comments. I can assure that you've helped me become a better artist and human overall, even though it's by accident. You are seriously too nice. How come I spent all these years hating on you? I'm sorry, and I don't think I should be around here anymore. I'd better go back to my normal life. Take care, Bianca. Bianca gave me a tight hug and said that she hoped I'd still come to her concert next week, as she'd perform the dance number we created together. Liam was nice enough to accompany me to Bianca's concert. I did ask Kyra if she wanted to come along, but she was all cranky. Bianca's concert? Are you an Ecstatic anymore, Harper? She's our enemy. Kiddo, if only she could see past the hate. She could have met her Liam now. The show was going on smoothly. Bianca perfected our dance routine. I was so proud. But as she went to get ready for the next song, a strange VCR got played. I'm a selfish fanatic, a friend's betrayal, a gold digger, a delulu, and on screen were pictures of me. No! Is this why Bianca insisted I come? Is this her paying back? Or is this Aaron's? Or Liam's? Suddenly, Bianca on the mic snapped me out of the panic attack. And I'm all the worst things without your love. Ladies and gentlemen, your favorite track from my second album, here's Without You. Everyone cheered loudly, but a voice behind me took me aback. No, guys! That's not what the video's about! The lunatic is here! This one! Oh my god! Liam! Liam quickly shushed her and we dragged her outside. Turned out my dearest sister from another mother did this to me. Why? I hate you. I know everything now. Don't forget who I am. Nothing in this fandom could be hidden from me. You got to befriend the boys but ghosted me because you want them all to yourself, huh? After everything we've been through, all the shows my mom helped you get in, you bewitched Aaron, sided with Bianca, then called my Liam a player. But look who you're with now. On top of that, you dumped my brother for a stupid reason. The player here is you. This is a mess, and it's really my fault. I should have filled Kyra in on everything sooner. Seeing her right now reminds me of the exact same person I was just last week. The same hot-headed, immature fan. I couldn't blame her. I apologized and told her everything. And with her dearest Liam's help, Kyra, though still mad, started to be more understanding. I love you, and I hope you will soon see things the way I do now. Idols are also humans. They're not all glitters and gold, so we can't expect them to be all perfect, then refuse to see their wrongdoings, or nitpicking trivial things just because it's not up to our expectations. Let's both be a better ecstatic from now, okay? It's been 6 months since then. I can say that things are definitely for the better now. It's the first performance of the Static since they parted ways with Aaron after his real face got exposed. Yes, that happened. Now look, it seems like the crowd has no problem with dumping that troublemaker either. And me? Normally I'd be here as an ecstatic, but not today. I'm now working part-time while studying to get proper certification on talent management. I realized that I did enjoy working with Bianca, and I actually had a knack for it, so I'm going to make a career out of it. Now, excuse me, guys. May I get my manager back? It's showtime. Bye!